Howdy folks, and welcome to Adventures in Alberon, our 5th edition D&D campaign, or at least the home of it. We are taking a quick break from our primary campaign in order to have a little bit of a one-shot while Matt is out, I think at a wedding. So joining us, we have our guest player Olive, who has played before. Remind me of the name again?
Omaya.
Omaya. I can never say it right. I'm like Omaya, but it's Omaya.
Yep.
But thank you for joining us again in person, which is great.
Yay! So fun.
We have Miles, who normally plays Heinrich, the Celestial Warlock, in our Adventures in Alberon thing. There you go, you figure it out. We have Allie, who plays Morrowind, the Tabaxi, who you saw during our pre-roll in a number of images. And then Tina, who normally plays the very stern Monk Shay. Perhaps some familiar things tonight, perhaps some unfamiliar things tonight. So that'll be very interesting. This is a beer-themed one-shot. As such, there is a little bit of drinking. Please drink responsibly. That is an important thing. I have a couple of announcements. But responsibly. The other thing, we have a couple of announcements before we get started. Next week is going to be session 87 of Adventures in Alberon. It's going to be a very interesting session. We are going to Dungannon for the very first time, a pretty major city outside of the Kingdom of Sarental. It is a place that Morrowind is from. It is a place that Akka is from. So a lot of interesting stuff. That is next Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on twitch.tv/AlberonRPG. If you miss a session, which very easy to do, there's 87 of them after next week. They're all up on YouTube, Alberon RPG on YouTube. They're also slowly being uploaded to Twitch. There are now 55 sessions that are up on Twitch. From session 1 to 55, they'll probably be done sometime around Friday this week, and so you can catch up all on Twitch as well. We also have social media stuff, Alberon RPG on Instagram. We do a lot of hand-drawn maps, painted minis. There isn't a ton of that, although there is some. But for some of the things that are handouts or other items that you see on the stream, if you want to see them up close, Instagram, Alberon RPG. How you doing, Talon? Thank you for joining us. And we have a whole slew of new things that are on the way between next week and the week after. We have emotes for anybody who is following. You're going to get all the primary characters and myself as these cute little chibi icons. You can use anywhere on Twitch just for following, which is free. If you subscribe, there's going to be some new emotes as well, but I'll get into that when those come out. There's a new banner up on YouTube with art done by Erica Volova. And then there is a ton of art that's coming out for NPCs from our primary campaign, and then from Sophie Bischoff, the characters that you all played in the Bloodroot 4-part campaign, which is fantastic. I got to see all the colors. They look wonderful. So all that's going to be up on Instagram. And finally, for all of the music and sound effects that I'm not making or that we're not making, we're using Sirenscape, which is a digital tool set for dungeon masters or for really, really extra birthday parties. Really whatever you want to use the sound of orcs being killed for. Probably don't play that. There's an age limit there. And with that, that is all of the announcements that I have for this week. There's one that we'll make at the very end because it has to do with the session. So we'll see if we get there. So, with that, let me go ahead and, we'll just use this to kind of start our game.
You usually do.
Yeah, well, not for one-shots, because usually I do a soundtrack, but it's been a week.
In the doomed city of Port Quinn, where all beginning adventure parties start.
Every single one. Technically, you started as the Finger Gang outside of Port Quinn. And in fact,
well before that,
you were starting this session outside of Port Quinn as well.
Well, shit.
So you all begin, and we'll get to your descriptions in a second, aboard a cart. For the three of you, it's a very familiar cart, as it is the same one that ferried your original group to Port Quinn. The same driver, this elderly man, kind of hunched over, you see now wearing a tunic with the Red Shield Caravanserai logo on it. Seems to have acquired a job since the shipwreck that took part maybe 3 months ago, closer to 6 months ago at this point. You have all been hired or recruited in various ways to retrieve beer prototypes that have been stolen. I won't go too much into the background until your characters kind of find things that are interesting about that, but there are beer prototypes that are stolen and you have been asked to retrieve them. This cart is bringing you out close to a forest known as the Misty Thicket. very well known for bandit activity, especially bandits who specialize in the setting of traps. It's been quieter of late. However, this is where the shipment of beer disappeared, and it is where you are returning to. There you are to meet with a contact who, heading due north from where you are dropped off, should meet you in a ring of cleared trees. As you get fairly close, and the clopping of the hooves beating along the path, there is this fork in a road, and he kind of pulls the reins back, and the horse comes to a stop. This grumpy old man kind of turns around. All right, kids, off the cart you go. He kind of turns back. You can see squared away, not really paying attention. Who gets off the cart first?
I guess I will.
Okay, so timid.
Huh?
So timid.
Yeah. Am I like introducing myself?
Yeah, so you step down from this cart. What do you look like?
I am a Goliath monk. My name's Chet. I'm 18 years young. I like sports and I love to party.
Nice. Yeah, and so like how tall are we talking?
We're 7'5".
Started as a
A humble 7'5".
roll.
My friends say I have a really good personality, but I'm way more than that.
So the cart comes to a stop. This old man squares away, and suddenly all of you buckle in your seat as the horse, like the cart, goes up about 3 inches. Chet standing off 7'5", this massive Goliath. Who follows Chet?
And it's a real showboaty, like,
Oh,
parkour
Yes.
off like a little ledge.
you spilled my beer! And this 40-something dwarf, so, I don't know, pretty young-looking dwarf, with all gray hair, gray beard, gilded up like rings and everything like that, and a little bit of like leather-ish, not armor, just clothing and stuff, could be mistaken for a miner maybe, holding the drinking horn that you just spilled on his beard. Just, oh, you got the man wet!
Oh, I'm sorry,
What the hell,
man. That's
dude?
less than awesome.
That's fine. I just sort of like hop down, 4'2", I think. So I'm like head level with the like bottom of the cart, pretty much like where our feet used to be.
For the rest of you
Looking
still
up
on the cart, there's
my
no
full height at
difference.
you. Like, you owe me one when we get back. And just take another swig and adjust my great axe on my back.
Very well. So we have the Goliath, the dwarf. Who's next?
Thorrig, by the way. Thorrig Greymane, if anyone was wondering.
I guess Nisa steps off next, very timidly, because she is a gnome wizard, and she's like has a messy bun, like shoulders scrunched up because she's nervous to be with all these strangers. And she's also wearing a chef's apron because she has a background in cooking, and she was trained as a chef.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And this is Nisa.
Nisa.
Okay.
Yep.
Nisa.
And
That's
you were
Thorrig.
And finally,
Are you related to
Human.
Annis?
Hard to tell at first glance whether male or female. Very dirty. Lots and lots of like dirt streaks. Clothing that looks like it could have been military at one point in time, but is now mostly just brown, though that you can see a little bits of green and purple in it. Hunched over, tattered cloak with a very large ceramic jug that she's drinking out of periodically.
Okay.
is it one of those messy, like, so just and just goes all
got a
over?
pinky like ring the size of your fist.
You can see in the front of the tunic, the parts that you can see the purple and green from are the areas where the liquid has run down and rinsed some of the filth further. Yeah, and when name?
Kenny.
What was it?
Kenny.
You know Smitty?
This is every single one shot. There's one character with a name that's perfect. You got Toot Butts, you got Kenny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. A storm sorcerer.
my farting
Goblin.
goblin.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a question
Amazing.
though. Port Quinn Wolf Hunters. What are the colors? That's my jersey.
The Wolf Hunters? That would be blue and silver.
All right, I am wearing a blue and silver jersey.
So you can see this cart
Letter
driver
jacket.
turn and kind of say,
Varsity jacket.
your
You're
contact is going to bring you all back. One thing. Just reaches over. It's a heavy bastard. Ugh, picks up this huge bag and just kind of lugs it off the side onto the ground, right at your feet. Tears mercy. That's a heavy bastard. Okay, look. Your employer said you're supposed to take this, head due north. Your contact will explain more. Best of luck to you. Hits the reins and the horse just click, clop, click,
Cheers.
clop,
Wait,
click, clop,
I just sort of
in
like.
the distance.
Yeah.
In the direction of Bluefield. You are all given the instructions to head due north. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to pick up this thing.
Okay, so you walk up to this bag. You see it's like a purple canvas sack. You can see upon it there is what looks almost like a five-pointed star. Within it, you can actually see. You're from Port Quinn, so very, very obvious to you. The skyline of Port Quinn. You see the beautiful green keep kind of jutting up in the middle of it. This is a logo that you are familiar with. It is a logo of Proust Breweries, and in fact, across it, it does say Proust. But picking up this bag, are you opening it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you pull it open. Within, there's a number of things. It looks like... I haven't said that in a second.
Yeah.
Remember I used to say
And
that?
now we have to drink to
now.
it.
Oh,
Anytime you hear
Right.
Joe say a number of things.
Oh,
we
we're in
drink.
person.
A number.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
There's...
Is theme still good?
I mean,
We got nature sounds, maybe?
I can give you nature
I want to be in the
sounds.
woods. I want to be in the woods.
Be in the
Put me in the woods.
Put me in the woods.
Put me in the game.
Oh, this is a one shot. This is my day off. I can give you like. I can give you. Nah, I'm not.
Oh,
I just played a rat scratch. I don't. However, what I will do is give you something a little bit more.
perfect.
Yeah, a little more
Winding
walking,
road.
talking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There we go.
As you open this bag, finally, you can see there are a number of pony kegs in there, like these small wooden kegs that have been marked. They're almost like 16-ounce nano kegs. You see one is marked BBA, one is marked CDS, one is marked RM, one is marked SSS. BSX is the second to last one, and then SHX is the final one.
I missed half this, but that's okay. Miles got the other half.
As
I
you're
didn't
picking
write
them
it.
up
No,
and
I
just kind of
realized They
looking,
kept going.
for you, Kenny, a notorious drunk amongst those in
You
Port
just read them
Quinn.
again.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Okay.
When we want to.
Okay, yeah. These seem to be prototype beer tags. You don't know, these you've never heard of. Proust only has one prototype, and it's the same every year. It's the year-end celebration that they make. This is very odd, and a little bit exciting for somebody of your experience.
I feel like I scoff when I see
like-
that. Like,
Crouch down
Gross.
and like hold it up and like sniff it.
Which one?
Whichever one's closest.
Sure. You pick up the one marked SSS. And as you kind of see, there is a bunghole within it. And so
hey, where's Steve?
you take it out. Taking a sniff, it is sour. Very sour. But there's this almost glimmer to the liquid, and it's as if something magical has been infused.
I'm just gonna slide that in my pocket.
Okay. So one of those disappears.
It just
So we're all watching you do that. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm gonna
Chet, you're
say-
just putting one down after the other, and then there's other stuff beneath. You find some kits, and as you open them up, these little leather satchels, there's makeup and like a wig and all kinds
ew,
of
lady stuff.
And these are probably disguise kits, but yeah,
okay.
a lot of lady stuff in there, I guess. There is also this small, almost like a wallet with a zipper on it, and as you unzip it, there are these strange pens and little bits of ink, and you see samples of handwriting, a forger's kit. There's a quiver of 10 arrows, and you're starting to realize this bag is it's small for what you've pulled out. It's the size of a duffel bag. You pulled out 6 small kegs. You pulled out this quiver of arrows, and as you pull out the next thing, it kind of, it's a long bow that comes out of it. There's 3 whistles. One has the image of a duck, one of a goose, and one of a moose. And there's 60 feet of rope, and that'll do you.
Where do we get this
And our
bag from?
instructions were to bring this
The
bag to
old
the
man who was
contact.
on the thing.
Did we know where he got it from, or was it just like he had it for us already?
Remind me where you're from?
Well, I came from Port Quinn and from Kol Taram.
The crest on the bags of Proust Brewery.
Okay, yeah.
Specifically, not really clear as to who you're
Like who
working
handed it
for.
to the driver,
Correct.
basically. That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
We didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's duck.
And I would say
duck, goose, and
duck, goose, moose.
Duck, goose, moose. That's a really
It would
fun
seem
game.
to all of you, or anybody who has like a decent insight, that there was care taken to make sure that you were not directly aware if you were employed for. For what it's worth.
Okay.
So,
After
to
the
the north,
whistles, what was the last thing?
60 feet of rope.
60 feet of rope.
Hempen rope, if that matters.
And I'll pack up the bag. And can I carry it? I can carry large.
Chet, for you, no problem.
Chet.
Don't worry, guys.
Chet.
I got it. I can always help out the average. And I'm gonna just start going.
What is
Just kind
your
of like
strength
glare
score?
up and like.
Oh, it's 20.
You're able to lug. It's I think close to 1,000 pounds. So this, yeah, you're no problem.
You have like
I know.
you have the double,
Chet.
so
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
I'm gonna check the sun, check the time, know where we are, figure out where north is, and just be like,
Okay.
all right, and we're off as soon as I do.
Make a survival check.
Sweet.
Is anybody else doing anything at this point while the dwarf kind of takes the horn and heads out?
Drinking.
Drinking? All right, go ahead. Make a Constitution saving throw. 15?
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
You can see the sun. There's like faint bits of clouds in the sky, but it's right around noon. So high overhead. You can see it just starting to fall, and so easy enough you start to head north.
For what it's worth, as a Outlander modified wanderer feature, I can recall everything. So I'm just kind of like noting where we're going this entire time. We need to come right back.
Fair enough. So as you go, you can see just walking along little marks being left and things to indicate that you've passed through. Making sure to keep them above a point where like wildlife might go down. You're aware of the local wildlife probably. Mostly small rodents. There's not a lot of huge stuff here outside of moose.
Dwarves were in Kol Taram for how long before they started heading back up to, or in Port
In
Quinn?
Port Quinn, roughly 2.5 months.
Okay, yeah, that's enough time to figure out what's going on there.
Yeah, I would say so. Man, I wish I had updated my music just a little.
Oh, it didn't loop?
It does, but there's for that particular one, there's like a lot of you know what? This will be funky. Let me see what this is. Huh.
Oh.
I'm doing it. Okay.
Misty Grove,
Forest.
right? Right.
All of a sudden,
Eerie
mist.
forest.
Yeah.
So you
Veil-wrapped women run out of the trees and
It's
attack
just
us.
me.
Yeah, it's just
Just kidding, guys. I'm not Ted.
you begin to walk. And as you pass through these trees, just frosted in the tips of the dead branches with bits of frost, there's not necessarily snow on the ground. Here and there in the shadows where sun never hits, you can see little deposits, but it's been a little bit since it snowed. You walk for about 20 minutes through the north, and as you pass, it's black cherry trees, shad bush, a smattering of holly, and you can see baneberry, although the red stem's kind of empty and no real berries found, it being winter. You see a ring after a little bit, raised up on a hill where the trees have been sawn down, just tree stumps. And sitting upon one, you can see this kind of grim-looking hunter. You can see very fine clothes beneath this leather armor vest and fine leather gloves. You see a longbow identical to the one that one of you currently possesses, strung across his back. Though he is facing in your direction, I'm going to say he does not seem to have noticed you.
Okay. This is probably our contact. So I'm just gonna continue to walk up, be like, oh, there he is, guys. Let's. I'm just gonna walk away. Continue on up.
So you walk.
Hey.
About halfway
Yell
up,
up the
suddenly
hill.
he seems to kind of start. Oh, hey there. Kind of holds this thing up and walks down a couple. You see, he stumbles a little bit and has to catch himself. Oh, you guys all must be the people sent for this job, right?
Yeah. Why else would we be out here?
You guys got a leader?
Well, I don't know. Just gonna adjust my
He
varsity
like
jacket.
looks up at
that
you.
says
He's
like captain on the back.
I'll point over like that one.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it natural, so yeah.
yeah.
So,
No, that makes sense. I can see quite a strapping fellow there. All right,
I know, thank you.
no problem. So,
Well, that ain't gonna do you, little fruit.
What? What'd you say?
I think I kind of turned like,
I didn't hear you.
well,
just kind of slurs the words a little bit. As this all happens, and he kind of strokes this very, very almost absurd mustache. It comes out and then kind of flaps a little bit. He considers each of you in a little bit for a moment. Well, we're here to all try to locate something for the Prouse breweries. In case this doesn't quite go according to plan, let's try to keep it a little bit quiet. We have reason to believe there might be other interested parties. This is a very quiet business. We haven't actually imported anything different before. We don't want it getting out. This is something we're doing. I don't know how much you guys know about the Port Quinn situation.
I'm out of here as soon as we're done with this.
So, let's head on a little bit to the east here. We can come upon the path that got ambushed and see if we can't find some kind of a clue. Figure out where this prototypes might have gone. Sound good?
Yeah. Do they have anything to do with, because, like, this just might make it real easy. Do they have anything to do with do you mind pulling one of those out there, Captain?
No problem.
Take out this little keg.
Are those the ones we're looking for? Because
No.
we were just given those.
No, I'm just kidding.
So,
And I ate it.
no. So they told us that you're going to send some of those along. I couldn't quite lug them out myself, of course. Didn't have a strapping young fellow like that to help me out. But those are all prototypes of the beer. Each one matches one of the ones that's missing. We didn't really have any potions laying around on hand to help all of you, so we infused it into the beer. Each one does something. I don't suppose you asked the driver.
He kind of just fucked off.
Well, any of you magic types?
Ooh,
Scoff at that.
Nisa stays quiet.
Well,
Look at it. I mean, we got a sportsman, we got a drunk, we got a chef, and we got a. And you got me.
all right. So looks like we're going to be needing a second group, but we'll see how far we get. Come on. And he just kind of hikes up his bow. You see all the arrows in the quiver onto the ground. Oh, damn it. Picks them up, and you can see the bow sliding down. This guy's like kind of a mess.
Yeah.
But he pulls his stuff together and starts leading you off. Are you following, and if so, what order?
I mean, I'm following.
Okay, so Chet in front.
I'm gonna be. I was gonna say I'm gonna walk next to this guy.
Okay, so it's going to be him leading with you next to him.
Nisa's kind of next to Kenny being like, I don't know if this person's gonna make it all the way. So I'm like making
Which
sure
one?
Kenny...
'Cause neither one of them looks pretty good.
You can see one eye kind of drift for a second.
Because Kenny just sees 5.
It's weird that they talk in unison, but
The voices get a little echoey, you know? Like,
You begin to walk. You walk for another 10 minutes or so, and you come to what you would imagine any of you who have traveled any great distance, if you continued on the right path and kind of looped around, it's probably somewhere on the way to Bluefield. You come upon this, the beer. Man, I like don't drink anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I've had probably 3 sips of this thing.
fucking delicious though.
Yeah, it's great. This is great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's truly the
Animals
best
right now.
pilsner in the world.
Don't know what you're talking about. Your moth. He leads you to the site of an overturned cart, about 8 feet off the tracks. You see one of the horses actually kind of limp up to you because you're in front.
Okay.
Looks a little bit injured. You see like a scratch on the flank. It seems to kind of like limp a little bit. Comes up to you, and just kind of like nudges you with the head, almost as if it's like pushing you away.
Okay.
As you look at the cart, you can see there is a dead horse, almost folded in half.
Ew.
Ew.
This thing looks, it's still attached to the cart, and as you look upon it, it looks like the cart had flipped and then almost bisected the horse.
That's disgusting.
It is, and the blood kind of has seeped out and almost frozen in places along the ground.
All right, because it's cold here. I'm just gonna start immediately looking for tracks in the sense of replaying the battle
Okay.
or something that went
Make
on
an
here.
insight check for sure.
I meant tracks.
Make a survival check.
Thank you. I'm looking for because then I'll be able to point them out, and someone else smarter than me can tell me what they do.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I like that. As your dwarf friends start showing
Yeah,
up
that's
omens
fair.
around the area, anybody else doing anything?
I am going to flip over the cart.
Okay, make an
Fragile, like
make-
delicately.
Like front flip or back flip?
Chet.
Just show off.
What? No, it's fallen over.
I know,
You
I'm
have a
kidding.
strength
like
of
you're gonna
20?
do a front flip over.
So
I'm saying I'm not gonna like table flip it.
yeah,
Like,
make
I'm
a sleight of
gonna-
hand check for it.
Okay.
This is not an athletics check for you.
Steal the half of the horse from this unsuspecting cart.
It's a 3.
You watch as Chet bends down. It obliterates. The cart shatters, already wet from just sitting in the snow and the blood, and you can see the back part just falls off. This horse just bends down. The legs kind of toss up, and with the frozen viscera kind of stick at a weird angle.
Good job, Fruit Cup.
Sorry, I don't know my own strength. I lifted before I got here.
13.
This guy is like just watching all of you like,
It's like, yeah, that's some real... Okay.
I flex my
13.
pecs under my jersey. Because I'm embarrassed. So that's the only way I can make up for it.
With a 13, you said?
Yeah. Not
You
the greatest
begin
of
to look
rolls.
around. It's, this is snow. And so very easy as you look
And also,
first.
a cart just got obliterated everywhere, and I was keying in on something.
And very interestingly, as the cart is lifted and is obliterated, the smell that hits you is not the cold iron smell of blood that you would expect, given the viscera skewed across the snow. It's of that, but also stale beer. And looking into the snow mixed into the blood, you see several broken casks that litter the ground, and you find some large footprints.
Okay.
There are humanoid ones as well. You see smaller ones around. You see areas where sometimes they disappear, but you see large footprints.
They all lead in the same direction.
As you track through with the 13,
Away from here, at least, wherever they would go.
it is a little difficult to discern if they all do, but I would say you find the large ones easy enough. And they seem to head off, and at least a couple of the others, sure, absolutely. You don't get the exact amount, but it's a group of people and large footprints. You don't find any full casks.
I relay this information and point out. And also say, hopefully that wasn't one of the prototypes we were looking for that was on there that's now all over the ground. Okay, anyways,
Those bastards.
and I just, looks like they got a big thing with them, and it goes off that way. Just gesture off in that direction.
So you
wherever
see
it
the
goes.
guy not looking at you. He's pointedly a little pale and looking away from this scene. And you can see, it sounds like you got the right idea. So where are we going?
Away from this, first and foremost.
Yeah,
and
no,
up
let's
this
do
way.
that. Kind of goes over. And for like a hunter, this dude, very squeamish around this.
Yeah. Grab his bow, very squeamish.
Yeah. So, just kind of...
I'll wait for him, so I walk next to him.
Yeah, so he walks by, doesn't even look.
Yeah.
Comes up to you. So, where are we heading?
Well, I just pointed off. The footprints go that way.
Where?
Just gonna point up, point off.
Pointed directly down. Oh, okay, yeah.
And then we just follow those, but glaring at you. You get it?
Oh, we gotta be quiet. We gotta be real stealthy like.
Oh, yeah, I'm great at stealth.
No, me too,
Yeah.
because I'm a hunter. I'm a good hunter.
Make
Yeah.
yourself short of Fruit Cup.
I don't...
You gotta make him crawl?
No, until we, well, I don't know. Maybe get the back.
We don't know how far this is. It could be quite a distance. I mean, it'd be funny, I guess, but...
Yeah, no.
Just stay in the back.
All right.
I'll bring up the rear.
Guard the little one. Point over to you.
He's just like,
The apron.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Love it.
So, you
I'm
kind
going
of
to
gesture
engage this
forward.
guy in conversation as we're walking, by the way.
Huh?
If we start walking, I'm going to engage him in conversation.
Okay, so if you're following these footprints, absolutely.
Cool.
You guys begin to walk. Is anybody doing anything else here?
I'll just carry the sack still.
Kenny's gonna kick the body on the way by.
Okay.
Keep going.
You go over and you kind of kick the body. It's a little firmer than you'd expected, and so you kind of, like your toe gets a little hurt. Especially because your kicks are pretty powerful. And as you pull it away, there's like a slight indentation in this frozen course.
yeah.
Nisa?
I put a smiley face on it.
Just kidding.
Nisa's, just gonna trail in the back of the pack, very nervously, because she doesn't trust any of these people that she's with anymore.
Make an insight check,
Okay.
as you feel relatively untrusting of your comrades.
Let's see. I got 19.
19.
Okay.
So one thing you notice, first of all, this hunter, really nice armor, really nice clothes. It's never been worn before. Bow doesn't look used, and he's dropped it several times. You look in the quiver, there's only 3 arrows of the 10 that he started with. He's lost them along the way. couldn't even look at the body. There's something really weird about this guy. You look over at this human is a strong term, but this filthy person who's just lugging this jug around, kind of stumbling a little bit. You get the sense that they're probably, you can see in the little streaks that have been left, there are these purple and green symbols that to you speak of the kingdom of Sarentil, the massive human-dominated kingdom that spreads across much of the east coast of Dominion, the continent that you are on. You get the sense probably not so affiliated with them at the moment, looking at the state.
Unless they have a new special, like, elite unit of, I don't know.
You turn elite. We're an elite squad. You turn your attention to Chet, this towering Goliath, and very interestingly, from what you've heard about Goliaths, and actually from the ones that you've observed, they tend to be a little bit like brutish, a little bit more martially focused. Chet's pretty well put together for a Goliath, at least of the ones that you've met.
That's what I've been told.
Nice.
I regret it already. You turn to Thorrig.
That's why I'm so tall.
Of everybody, Thorrig seems to be the most straightforward. Like, seems to be, hasn't said anything that really sets off an alarm yet. Has just been kind of, like, of the people, probably the easiest one for you to kind of trust.
Also,
Okay.
just like off the bat, too, very obviously focused on getting this shit done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just doesn't really care, just wants it done.
Business oriented.
Yeah.
So, that is what
Got
you
an
can
MO.
tell. Just kind of feeling a little mistrustful.
Yeah.
You doing anything with that information?
I'm gonna use one of my cantrips, and
Okay.
I'm gonna use message to be like, Thorrig, are we going the right way? But
just
wait,
can't.
no, wait, it doesn't sound like that. She's like, Thorrig, are we going the right way? Like, nervous.
What the?
It's
Just
me,
look
Nisa.
around.
It's me, Nisa.
Oh.
It's me, Nisa.
And you see her, like, just
Yeah.
going like this each time.
Oh,
I don't want to talk out loud.
yeah, I think so. I think we're good. Just stay close. You'll be safe. Please don't do
saying
that
that out
again.
loud, or
Yeah, I'm
not?
saying all this out loud. It's like, please don't do that again. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, magic. Right.
All right, well,
You see this guy just kind of trying to get.
Yeah.
You see both Chet and this hunter, just, they look at each other and then are like, keeps walking alongside you, but that does happen.
I just kind of like to cover it, just like drink a little more, like while side eyeing, and then like look away as if like I might be too drunk or something. Trying to cover it a little bit.
Sure. You continue to walk, following the tracks. Now
Look
you,
here, boy. You gotta learn to hold your liquor.
All right, and I'm just gonna keep going.
and you continue to walk. For a little bit, you kind of
with your hand, right?
Yeah. Catch my meaning.
you walk for a little bit. This wood's kind of growing almost more and more dead, and as you progress, the track's a little harder to follow.
Mm-hmm.
One of the sets of tracks disappears. Just you don't see it trail off anywhere. Just gone. But you continue to walk.
Is there any like important looking hidey holes, landmarks,
Make a
big
perception
things
check.
to like lay traps behind or hide out in after
sure.
a score of such magnitude? Apparently. God damn it, 10.
10? Certainly not. You
Wait,
look around-
perception?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10.
Okay.
Same.
Looking around, you see a lot of trees. You are in the woods, although not necessarily like a forest by any means. It's a scattering of copses and little bits of trees clumped together. Mostly black cherry, now kind of like dead in the winter. But interestingly, to your point, as you look ahead, looking around, there's an area where they are way more close together. And there's a different species of tree and taller. These are ironwood trees, and they grow almost like pushed up against each other with their branches twined around. And in the distance, that just pulls your attention. You don't see any hidey holes, but that is a very, very thickly grown in place, and you could probably hide there.
I bumped the ranger. I'm like, hey, friend,
Yeah.
what do you think of that? That might be where they headed.
I can't quite tell what you're looking at right now. You're talking about the tree?
Yeah, you're new. You're new at this whole thing, huh?
I mean, I'm new to the area, yeah. You know,
But this whole, being out of a city kind of thing, huh?
I'm a professional hunter. That's what I do. I don't remember what I put as in. I'm Hunter Mansley.
Hunter Mansley.
Yep.
That's your name. So professional just by name, not by nature.
No, I'm I'm a hunter named Hunter. Turns around and just... I don't understand how you got assigned to this job.
Because there's alcohol on the line. First man in, last man out.
You know what? Just echoes around. And
Kind of
with
look
that,
out. Everyone like, all right.
you hear just, get some
Jesus.
echoes across. You see the little bit of snow in one of the trees down onto the ground. Who amongst you has a passive perception of above 16?
How about... It's now just 15.
Nope.
No.
Just 15.
Oh,
Shy.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
We're fine.
All right.
Shit.
New plan. What are some sports in this world? I keep wanting to like.
I play
use
spikeball.
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 What's the
Football.
quarterback position equivalent?
that'd be thrower.
Thrower.
Yeah.
All right, thrower. New plan. You leave that bag. Really great idea. You'll love this. You leave that bag here, and when we get close enough to the woods down there, which I think where they're hiding out, just want you to just blow a hole through the trees. Just run right through
you
'em.
mean that line of woods over there?
Yeah.
You could have just said the ironwood.
Yeah, well, I figured a point and would have been enough for someone who spends their time. Never mind.
Know exactly
make
what
a
you're getting
make
at.
Yeah.
make a persuasion check.
I go into my bag and I put on my spiky helmet.
Persuasion.
Just a big spike coming out of it.
Persuasion?
Yes.
I forgot I made this guy so that I wouldn't be taking lead again. I got a 4, so that's a 3.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Great.
Oh, shit.
I mean, that's why I'm just doing my own thing, and that comes across very. I'm not trying very hard to convince anyone. I'm like, these are great ideas. Just do them.
know
Let's
what?
get this done.
I'm going to prove to you how good of a hunter I am. Follow me. I'm taking lead. And he kind of hikes up this longbow, which probably not what you want to do with a longbow if you're
Right.
going into a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
And just kind of starts marching forward.
Cool. I'm gonna take a really wide arc.
Okay, so you
And
kind
not
of
follow him at all.
Sure.
And try to blend in.
Okay, so you move off. Make a stealth check. What are the rest of you doing?
I mean,
Like,
I'm gonna pick up the bag again,
I'll come
and
this
I'm
way.
gonna walk. I'm gonna follow the hunter, but not directly behind,
shit.
just a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm sure also every 3 steps is one stride for me. So
Yeah,
I'm just
Not like when we were walking.
but I'm
here.
ready to just
Yeah, it's frustrating. But you
You're
follow
just
him.
walking slowly. Chug, 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 chug.
What about you, Kenny?
Kenny's walking, following him, and as passes Thorrig, step up or step aside, lad.
I'm already like right, and I'm just gonna.
Continue to veer off.
Yeah,
You're 30
stepping to the
feet off
side.
from the side
Yeah.
of the hunter, kind of
Yeah.
keeping line with them.
Oh yeah, I'm keeping my eye on where I think they may have gone and what will happen when these obvious people walk into an obviously good place to hide.
Sure. Nisa, what are you doing?
Nisa initially is torn, but then she's like, well, I guess I have to follow Thorrig. So she nervously scuttles up next to Thorrig.
Okay, so it's everybody and then this hunter. You,
No, you guys are following.
Oh, you're following. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's your big group, and then the two of you way off onto
Right.
the side, 30 feet away.
Right.
But you approach, and very quickly, for all of you, you can see this ironwood just kind of come into view. It's just twisted and together, almost like a solid wall. Huh?
22 for stealth, by the way.
22 for stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. The only one
And
being
then I
stealth.
sort of from behind a bush where you can't quite see me, I'm sure, for a second. I'm like, I'd advise you do the same as this.
So Nisa, tries to be stealthy.
Make a stealth check. Oh, thank you.
I feel like we should just bring
I got
the
a
Red
10.
Dragon in cards.
A 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a 22 and a 10.
I didn't do it as good as you did. I'm
sure
sorry.
I spooked you from behind the bush too. Be like, you gotta hide. And you're like, ah!
Kenny's walking behind, going to use the fact that the Goliath is with us and try to hide behind.
Make a stealth check, sure. That's technically a halfling thing, but I feel like, Chet's so big. It's the broad
That makes
shoulders.
everyone else a halfling.
Yeah,
It makes
exactly.
me a
I'm good for you.
23? Yeah, easy enough. You kind of look at the shadow of Chet and you just kind of become the same thing. For Chet, who's just kind of stomping through,
Become the Chet.
as Chet stomps through the snow and the snow like scatters aside, the footing is not terribly even. So even as he kind of like stumbles a little bit, you almost bizarrely perfectly match these stumbles, and you stay glued to the shadow. Two of you very hidden, two of you less so. You approach. Still drinking. Make a Constitution saving throw. You approach a rugged, rustic archway constructed of stone, moss, and other various bits of debris. 13, okay. You're okay. There are stranger things than this worked in. Atop the arch, you see 7 sunflowers, each as big as a dinner plate. Despite being cut despite being cut and being in the middle of the winter, kind of towards the end of the winter, these are beautiful and in bloom. They shine sun-bright yellow amongst the drabber forest. You can see a dozen small white berries that end in tiny purple dots clustered off a beanberry bush near the base of one of the arch pillars. Whereas the rest of the beanberry that you'd seen previously, just around these like red kind of branches, those have been kind of bare, so very strange. Though not currently lit at night, this arch seems to be lit or illuminated from a pair of copper lanterns, heavily patinaed here, just almost green, that hang from each of the posts. You can see the ironwood forms almost like a passageway, like a hall, though open to the air on top. These ironwoods grow 40, 50 feet into the air. The branches starting maybe 30 or 40 feet up. This kind of high canopy. You can see the hunter stops and turns around. See? I told you all I could find it.
Doesn't look at me. I'm not there.
Kind of looks, yeah, he's kind of looking at you because you are not very hidden. Turns and kind of nods to Chet and then looks around. Where's the dwarf?
Is there a way to get through without going through this gate? I'm not saying that out loud.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking you.
Okay.
I'll do this when I'm saying.
Okay, cool. I'll try to remember.
Is there a way to get through these woods without going through this arch and blowing my
Make
cover?
a perception check.
Cool. Nice. 23.
Very close by, looking through, you find a place. It's so short and low to the ground. If you were like a little bit taller, it would almost be eclipsed in your vision. Mm-hmm. But from your vantage point, you might be able to kind of crawl through. Yeah. It'll be tight, but you can see, the inside and the interior. You could do it. Yeah.
I'll do it.
You kind of worm your way in.
Kind of great axe off the back, and then hold it like this, and then just like army crawl through.
Fantastic. Never mind. Easy enough for you. Hugging onto this thing, just wobbling.
Yeah, I'm
through.
not trying to get this thing. Yeah, I know I'm carrying a great axe. It's a fucking great axe.
Yeah, and
as
you
big
can
as
see
I am.
all of you hear, some of you hear very, very soft. This kind of, and as you exit, there's these 2 little lines from the edge of this axe that just kind of pull through the ironwood. Mm-hmm. But you pop up and. Turning to your right immediately, the first thing that comes into your mind, or comes into view, there's this corpse. With that perception check, the hips and the upper legs are crushed, almost to a pulp. And you see this corpse just littered with tiny little darts. What are the rest of you doing?
Nisa is so enchanted by these sunflowers, breaks out of her shell just a little bit to go up and touch them. Okay. And I'm going to use one of my spells to identify what's going on here.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
What is the casting time on Identify? It's 10 minutes, I think?
Let's see. 11 minutes.
Oh,
okay.
You're doing it as a ritual? Oh, no, it's just flat.
It's a flat 11, yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I, built this wizard literally today.
So you see Anissa looks at this and kind of touches it and then pulls out this book and starts looking through and no, I'm just going to turn the pages and looks to start identifying.
Kneeling on the ground,
In this course of 10 minutes, is there anything that the rest of you are doing? You're already within this kind of maze-like structure.
Okay. Does it seem labyrinthian inside?
Certainly.
Oh, shit.
I'm not gonna be the I don't know. This looks like a weird like archway, right, in like the middle of the woods.
You
so,
look across like the forest woods.
Unless I'm asked, I'm not going in first.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna be like doing like one-handed push-ups on the side. Just
Okay.
getting
Oh
swole.
my God.
Still with the bag on, you're just kind
Yeah,
of doing
I don't
these
even care.
one-handed
I'm not even
push-ups,
like
sure.
looking at the ground, just like. Nice weather we're having. Mind you, I'm resistant to cold too, so like shorts.
Yeah.
Like I am.
Cut off.
You know,
So you're-
you guys know.
So you're wearing-
vibe.
yeah.
I've got my varsity jacket,
But
yeah,
you
but
cut
it's
the
just
sleeves
like
off.
it's all.
Yeah, fantastic.
Or you rolled them up and then they burst.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Shards.
Yeah.
All right. Kenny?
Kenny is doing her best to remain hidden in this.
Okay.
So Kenny just kind of sitting down and blending into the scenery pretty quietly, except for every now and then as you just like take another long pull.
Working my way
10
through
minutes
my
goes
snack
by.
pack.
Okay.
Anything that you
10
do?
minutes, yeah. I mean, I'd start. Do I? So when I make it through this hole in the wall, there's a body.
Yeah.
Am I in like a dead end? Is there pathways? Do I see the entrance where they were looking at?
So, over the course of this 10 minutes,
Yeah.
this gentleman, Hunter Mansley,
Uh-huh.
kind of looks around, can't quite find you.
Yeah.
And looking for you.
That's fine.
He's going to call out and be like, hey, dwarf fella? I don't know where you are, but please don't sneak in there. It's pretty heavily trapped.
So I hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, I am looking for traps, of course, as I'm doing this, because I saw the darts on the
Make an investigation check.
corpse.
Sure.
But do I at least see the entrance from where I?
Yeah. Oh,
entered?
yeah. It's
Okay.
like 15 feet away from the entrance. It's
okay,
easy
okay,
to see.
okay,
Easy
okay.
to see.
All right, I'll look for traps at least over there, so if they walk in, they're not going to get him. Investigation. God damn it! Why did I built this guy, playing him differently? 13.
13.
Goodness, these dice are keeping.
You
me
look
alive.
around, you find a number of these darts, and you can see now dried. There is like a sheen of something on the tips. You would imagine certainly envenomed or poisoned.
Uh-huh.
You don't find where they're coming from.
Uh-huh.
Within this dense tangle of ironwood, there are any number of small crevices that become shadow.
Uh-huh. I'm
Difficult
gonna
to tell.
chuck one of them out to the entrance, not trying to hit anyone and not trying to throw it like a dart, but just like a, look, there are these things, be careful everyone, without having to say anything.
So it just kind of sticks into the snow, and you see the end of this dart, little feathers coming out.
Attack.
It's charging in?
No.
Okay.
Wait, we see it come out and we don't see it.
I
from
throw it
Just
right
the
to
dart.
I throw it to the entrance so you
Yeah.
guys are aware that there are darts here, whether or not that's what you make of
Wait,
it.
so we can't see you in there, even
I don't know,
though
I
you're in
snuck
the
in.
archway?
I snuck in.
Yeah.
I'm not in the archway.
And he was stealthy enough that you guys had no idea where he went. He's already.
So
So
you'll see the
picture
dart.
this: there's a wall of these like tall trees.
Mm-hmm.
He snuck through a little space between them,
Gotcha.
and is now on the other side. You guys are on the other side of that, and there's an archway between the two of you. If you go all the way to the right and lean, you could probably see this dwarf, based on where that dart came from. Yeah.
So yeah.
But interestingly, are you like trying to look at him?
Oh, I'm gonna check out what the hell just happened,
Okay.
because now I'm just like, is someone throwing shit at me? It's like, that ain't cool.
Okay.
I don't take that.
At this, you're gonna see this Hunter Mansley be like, "Hey, big fella,
Yeah.
come here." And you kind of lean over, and he says,
I lean down.
You lean way down. You kind of like take a knee, and he sneaks you something into your hand. Can you pass that over?
Oh.
Didn't get all the way through, but may have done a little reconnaissance.
Oh, okay. You, why are you giving this to me? You're not coming with? I thought-
Well, no, I mean, this will help. There's, all kinds of things on there, and it shows the pathways, at least for the beginning.
Gosh,
And
dude,
maybe
so
we
I'm
could-
just like,
Maybe you could help your friend with it, because they're already in there, I think, if they threw the dart out.
yeah. Oh, you think that's
And there's supposed to be a patrol, too, so I'm a little confused as to why that's not here. But,
Would I hear them talking?
yeah, 50
Okay,
feet
cool.
away from you.
I'm
He said
also,
patrol,
I'm not
so
quiet.
now I'm like,
Yeah.
patrol. And I turn around to the corpse. Does this look like a bandit to me?
Looking down, like weird mix of like leather, a little bit of chainmail. You can see like weird mismatched daggers, very bandit-like in material, except for the crushed part.
Right. Anything useful on
With your previous investigation check, you find the two daggers, which are just kind of regular daggers. You would find so a little like a black leather satchel, and with their tips wrapped up in some kind of a gauze or more of like a wool. There are 8 of these little poison darts. But pulling them out, there doesn't seem to be anything on the tips. These maybe were replacements. You don't find the venom that goes with them. That is really all that would be on this gentleman, unfortunately.
It's fine. I'll leave that stuff there.
Yeah.
Can I tell where we are on this map?
You look at it and you kind of turn it around and you see this hunter guy go, no, right there. And you can see if you orient it.
So wait, is he trying to give this to me in secret, or is it just because we're next to
He
each
just
other?
kind of like slid it over to you, and now he's like just gesturing at
Okay.
it.
Well,
But
I'm just gonna be like, thanks.
the part that opens up on the on the trees right there, that's the entrance. That's where we are. Yeah. And so you
I'm
can
not
see.
hiding this from anyone if anyone
Okay.
wants to come look. That's why it's up
So your
here.
dwarf friend's around the
100%
left-hand
peeking,
side,
like-
just like right at the corner there.
Over my broad shoulder.
Where I'm sitting.
Okay.
Now, I should warn you, there's traps all throughout this thing, but when I went in, I was like pretending to be one of the bandits, and I felt like my, my bandit persona wouldn't have really marked those off, so I didn't mark them off. But I tried to take a pretty accurate map, and it looks pretty good. My character's my persona very invested in art.
I can tell.
Lovely.
Thanks.
Very good work.
Thanks.
You know, we could use a guy like you on our team.
I
Hopefully,
mean, I'm not
make
really
the plays,
an
you know?
athlete. Oh, like,
I bring out my playbook, and it's just like the ugliest sketches of
Yeah.
little stick figures. So it's just like they go right and left.
I really like
Oh,
that.
the other way around, but yeah.
Right, left.
You
So
just hear this faint cackling somewhere in the trees.
you can see he shudders a little bit. Yeah. I'm really concerned about Kenny.
Thorrig, you want to come on out? Why am I getting the accent now? Wanna come on?
It's infectious.
I'll just. I mean, from the trees, I'm just like. No, I'm looking for the.
Where are you?
It's just like, and I just
got a
like walk
map.
back to the front. I'm just like
got a
impatient
map.
now.
Holy shit!
Like, let's go.
I thought you were the other direction around that side.
The laughing intensifies.
What is she doing? I just point at you, like looking at flowers and like
Yeah,
touching the
kneeling down.
bushes.
You can see as you say that, she goes, oh, and you can see like the sunflower, and suddenly like you can see this like wave of energy go across, and within your mind, you see that these components, this isn't magical in any means, but you do get the sense that everything has been arranged just so. There is nothing ritualistic about this, but perhaps there is importance to it. You kind of note the locations and hold on to that for later.
Can I like pick some of the berries and like some of the petals around?
Absolutely, yeah. How many are you
Okay.
taking?
I take a bunch of petals off of the sunflowers and the baneberries.
Yep.
I take like a fistful of baneberries and kind of put them in my apron pocket.
All right, so you can add 6 baneberries and any number of flower petals that you would like.
Okay, I collect this.
Fantastic.
Just save it for later.
Yeah, just tuck it into one of the books and close
Yeah.
it.
Make everyone friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
So,
So I already tried to. Darts, poison
You
darts,
should-
traps, something.
oh, okay, you didn't make it to the fish hooks. Look,
The what?
there's like these fish hooks hanging from the sky. It's not a great thing.
Hanging from the sky, and I do kind of one of these. Is this a problem?
I think you'll be okay, actually.
Perfect.
But Chet's gonna have Chet's gonna be like chest height for you, so you might be okay too. It's designed to be eye level for most humans, so wherever Kenny is, probably tell him to be careful.
I'm sure you heard it. Left or right?
Map.
Do you know?
Well,
What?
Map?
Map?
my character
Where'd you get a
didn't-
map?
Him.
Where'd you?
Okay, so look, I went in undercover, and I decided I'd be part of the Misty Thicket bandits, you know, do a little reconnaissance.
Is
But
this
my
Misty Thicket?
yeah, this is the Misty Thicket.
Perfect.
So I did a little reconnaissance. They didn't trust me to go all the way into the forest yet. I kind of did a starting mission. I had the patrol. I marked off the areas that I could in the best accuracy that I could because my character or my persona was really, really into like art.
I'm yawning in his face. Just like,
Yeah.
left or right if you've been here before.
Well, there's a little like a wooden block, or sorry, a metal block to the left, and I think it blocks something up, but I couldn't see a way around it, and I tried to find one, but there's no switch that I could find. If you head to the right, there's a whole bunch of poop, and I'm not really sure why that is.
Gross.
I do, fantastic. I do know, hang on one second, let me pull out my notes here.
I've seen worse.
I do know that there's a number of kind of like treasures, I guess. I don't really know why they put them there, but there's a few things that you can kind of snag along the way. Just if you're interested, gold, a couple things like that.
Absolutely.
I would reckon either way is going to get us there, but I think these fellows are known for setting traps and kind of a difference. I couldn't really tell you. The darts, but I mean, he looks over and kind of looks past you. There he is. Yeah, so there's supposed to be 3 of these fellows, and something's going on here. Something I don't quite like.
Probably something to do with the big thing.
What big thing?
The big thing's tracks we were following.
Right, yeah, the tracks.
Yeah, bandits aren't usually that large.
Kind of looks around. Is there the same number of tracks? Can you tell? My eyesight's just not that great. Make a survival check.
It's not gonna be that great. We got an 11.
One more than you needed.
Oh.
You see,
guess
of
it's
these
hedge.
tracks, you see all this kind of happen.
Hedge quarters.
And then you notice these tracks, they head to the left, these big ones. And there seems to be fewer. You can't tell how many fewer.
Okay. Well, given that there was a crushed body and the big tracks kind of plod off that way.
I'm going to compare my own foot to these tracks.
Okay.
Are they bigger than mine?
Were you here last night in a bender and just don't remember it at all?
Oh, man. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Can you imagine? It's me.
It's Chet's trophy.
It's not like some weird like special time loop or anything mysterious. It's literally just lost hours from being
I mean,
blackout
that's a
drunk.
major part of our main campaign. You guys released dragons into the world because Gunter got drunk.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because Morwen got drunk. Gunter drank.
Gunter. Yes. R.I.P.
Yes. So, rest in peace and pieces. You want to begin walking to the left, you said?
So the last of the big thing went those easiest tracks to follow. I don't know. I can't really. You said
Wait, but is it bigger than me?
Oh,
Does it
so
look
yeah,
bigger
right,
than
that was
me?
what it was. You put your foot in and yes.
Yeah.
It seems to be, your foot fits comfortably within the middle of it, and there is a good 3 or 4 inches around it on any one side.
All right, don't let him see you sweat, Chet. Let's go.
Just kind of whispers and straightens up the varsity jacket vest. You begin to walk to the left?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do it like in a way
All right,
that
little
is
man,
as
do you want the map since you're leading the way?
snatch it.
Now,
I snatch it.
Do you want it?
I snatch it.
You want it, little man?
he just holds it up above your head.
I pull out one of the daggers.
Yeah,
that-
I'm just kidding.
I pull out, no, hold on.
I like grab you.
as
I'm
you're-
just kidding.
Before that happens, if this fails, that happens. But I'm gonna just pull out one of the daggers from the corpse and just like, and then like jump and try to like stab it. down.
Okay,
Like,
sure.
Stab grab it.
Make a melee attack roll.
Well, how
Attacking the
high
map.
can you jump?
Well, this is part of the athletics check that hopefully I was
Yeah,
gonna get.
we're gonna find out.
Melee attack with
Yep.
a dagger.
Yep.
26.
Okay.
Almost a crit.
Make an athletics check.
Okay.
Make it at advantage.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, that's already 25. Or no, that's 25. First one was 23.
So you see this
Dude,
little,
fucking these
you see
dice
this
are
little
on
dwarf
these
kind of
dice.
bend down, and you hold it like not quite all the way up. You're very confident. You hold it kind of like right at your like eye level, and he leaps the snow, little bits of snow that lie on the ground, like away, and he stabs this map, and then comes back down.
And just like, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take that. Dude, that was above average.
Huh. Okay. Door. Metal block. Body's right. Body was where? Like. at the-
Like just to the left of the entrance.
Okay. 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 Alright, and I'm just gonna like hold up and like where this would be straight ahead from the corner, right? This area.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, there might be something right over there. I'm just
Alright.
gonna like look for any sort of mechanisms at the juncture to see if
Okay.
because that's a pretty straight line that someone would. I'm thinking gap right the inside the mind of Thorrig. Something right there, shooting darts down this way, maybe triggered here or here.
Perhaps.
So I'm gonna do that.
And turn
Using
left.
that little chain of logic.
You turn left and you begin to walk. And as you walk past the part that you had gone to previously, it's interesting. Nothing triggers. And as you're walking, you get to that juncture and you don't see like a little dart thrower of any kind.
Yeah.
It seems as if whatever trap this was, and looking back at the corpse full of darts.
I don't know if it reset or something.
Do you say that?
I guess, in defeat of my idea not, being true.
You see Hunter kind of catches up to you. Well, no, because the kobold, he goes by and he resets everything.
Kobold.
Yeah, so I didn't get to meet the leader. He only comes around at night, but there's a kobold, and then there's this elf lady, and the two of them, one of them does mechanical kind of traps, and the other one does kind of like magical things, but mostly that's in her, they called it Song's House of Pain. I don't really know why. I never got to go myself. But the kobold sets traps all around. He resets them every day, and I guess he just hasn't had a chance to come by here yet, maybe.
Yeah, well, it seems pretty useful information. What else you got?
Kind of like I said before, my character didn't really... He wouldn't dig for information. He was new. He was trying to get in with the group.
Sure, but you're not in character now, are you?
Make a persuasion check.
2.
No.
Of course not.
Yeah, great, exactly. That's what I thought. So, tell us more.
Well, I mean, as far as I can tell, at the very end of this maze, that is where the bandit hideout is. And if we're missing these, ale kind of things, that's where they're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to figure out a way to get there.
Mm-hmm.
You said there might be some kind of a thing around the end?
Well, I was thinking of the trap thing, but if you said it already, never mind.
All right.
I'm going to just...
Insight check?
Make an insight check. On what?
On whatever that first part of it was,
About him being in character?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. That's appropriate.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Wow.
As before, with all of you, you notice all the things about the clothes, about the kind of general skill set. You notice that he keeps referring to himself as a character and then correcting himself to persona. It's almost as if this dude is an actor or a member of a theater troupe or something, because you hear little slips in the voice here and there, the accent not quite right. You spent a lot of time in Port Quinn bars. And you can't quite match this. It does sound like a little bit kind of like Dungannon, actually. But it's just not quite right. Something's weird about it.
Step out from where I have been lurking.
Holy fuck. How come you guys keep doing this?
Where are you from?
I'm a hunter from Port Quinn. Hunter Mansley. Also a hunter. Hunter.
Yeah? What's my name? If you're from Port Quinn, you know.
It's... You see, he just looks at you. It's...
I'm going to just put the axe on
Axe Ground.
Wrong. You are from Port Quinn. Where you from?
Never heard of Dirty Kev? You know Dirty Kev?
Ken.
Friends call him Dirty Kev.
Get it right.
You may have noticed that I do not possess all of the elfine dexterity of a real huntsman. And that's because you've been deceived by I, Alistair von Brathvolt. Please withhold your applause.
I'll smack him in the face with my book.
You can see just the spit just goes out. Ooh.
Can he's also
did they
proficient
miss?
in improvised weapons?
Make an attack roll, please.
Oh, you want to actually hurt this motherfucker?
Yes.
So as he's talking, Alistair von Brathelvoth, please withhold your applause as your present situation requires. Boom! Right in the face. You see a tooth shoot off into the distance. He turns
How much
red
damage is that?
blood. Yeah. So improvised weapon.
Because monk.
Oh fuck yeah.
11.
11
You
points damage
you max damage?
into the ground instantly. You see he's looking rough.
I'm gonna immediately pick him up and be like, no. All right.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
for the drama.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Commit
Am I
the
missing a
character.
tooth? Oh, this will be perfect for my next role as a ruffian. He tucks it away.
Yeah, what are you doing on this?
Listen, this is a mission that needs clandestine nature, for we are to sneak within the very realm of the bandits themselves. So you need somebody with more than just brawn, and more than just...
Brawn.
Just...
And brawn.
brawn!
Flowers.
You need an actor! Scene. And he just kind of looks down for
It's
a
kind of
little
like, I'm
bit.
just scratching my head now look, humble dwarf from the north, no big deal. Books, whatever. Sure, clandestine. Heard that word thrown around a bit. I don't think it means what you think it means. Because you're kind of loud,
Listen.
my friend.
Very good point. I will from now on use the stage whisper, and you will recognize it because, as an actor, I know how to present my voice to one while being silent to another. And at this point, suddenly, anybody, all of you, hear this kind of and this wild, like, pig sound. And suddenly, I need everybody to roll initiative as a giant boar gores him from behind. Because he is not very quiet.
No. I hope he's not like a member of the Press family that was like sent on a
I know, wouldn't
guidance.
that be amazing? Let me pull
Damn,
up
dude.
some.
These.
I'm blowing up.
Drew, if you're watching, thank you very, very much. Very nice dice. These are wonderful.
Dicey encounters.
Yeah. And for anyone who is battle cam, here we go. This is part of the Wild Earth series. Gorgeous.
Wait, do mine
Gorgeous.
too. You're not. Do mine too.
Oh.
Yeah. And gorgeous, sir. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ta-da!
Sure.
They're also hefty boys. Or gals.
Can I
Or
hold them?
theys.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
7.5
very
larger.
pointy.
So,
Yeah,
Very
they're
cool.
dangerous.
anybody
The
natural
D4
20.
actually hurts you.
Oh my god.
Step on it, it will
25 to
pierce your
20.
skin.
24.
24 for Kenny.
Sorry, 25 to 20. No, that would be
20 to 15.
18.
So 18
Yeah.
for Thorrig. All right. Nisa, where we're putting you at?
9.
Okay. And Chet?
3.
Oh dear.
What am I?
Chet, you're like still doing push-ups, and so it's taking you a second to get up.
You're like theater.
This thing just
walk away.
right by you. This boar, as it slams into this hunter, you see the tusk protrude through his chest, and he goes, "Ugh! Ugh!" And he just kind of slides off, and he begins to like act or die on the ground. But we'll get back to him in a second. This is going to begin with Kenny. It is then going to go to Thorrig, and then we'll go off of that. Kenny, Thorrig, then the boar, then Nisa, and then all the way at the end, Chet. And actually, I believe this is going to put Alistair unconscious. Yes. So I will roll him when it's time. I'll put him at the end.
For what it's worth, I'm glad he was there to not do anything other than take the first hit.
He's not dead.
Alright.
So you see this boar like with him on the tusk, and he does like the ugh, and then the boar like throws him on the ground. He skids a little bit. He turns. Kenny, what are you doing?
Is he turning in my direction or?
Vaguely, yeah.
Okay. Kenny's gonna drink and hold the action flurry of blows for if
Okay.
it comes
Within reach.
within range.
So you see this boar. You take the jug, take a long, pull, put it like under your arm, and then you just tense your fist, and it like cracks several times. You hold that action. That brings us to Thorrig.
Alright, so in this space, is it just like super narrow? Are we all in a line?
So he was standing in the doorway.
To
This
the
boar is now like in the door.
coming
You
from
are-
outside.
You are behind the boar because he's turning. You are kind of like right on the edge of the maze, correct?
I was in.
Where are you?
So like we were here, and that's
so he came into the entrance and
from
around.
there, and then turned this way or
Yep.
this way.
Yep, to the left.
Okay, so facing us.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to. Well, I already have a dagger in my hand, so it would just be apropos. Chuck dagger, dodge roll down the hallway.
Fantastic. Make 2 attack rolls.
First one is a 20, 25, no.
25? Yeah, that hits
Yeah,
probably.
25,
I'm gonna guess that hits,
25.
yeah.
For a wonderful whopping. Oh, fuck yeah, max damage. 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then the other dagger with a fucking 23. These dice, dude. Which hits, I'm assuming?
23,
A more?
yes.
Yeah.
23 certainly hits.
For another max damage. You guys are seeing this shit, right? For another 8 piercing damage. And then I'd like tuck and roll and sort of like run down basically this way and like that way. So like down, around, and I'll stop like there-ish and look both ways.
Okay, so You dart around that area, and as you do, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, is this a trap that I can see?
And I'm going to make it for you at advantage.
I got
Not
my,
because you can see it,
Okay.
but
I also have
because...
danger sense for what it's worth as a barbarian.
And so as you go, you get the sense that there's something kind of flying above you.
Yeah.
Make it at advantage,
Okay,
for
perfect.
sure.
Yeah. So I'm just like already aware of the fact that this place is trapped, and this is legit. The dex save.
Yep.
Dude, fuck. It started with an 18 and then a 12. I haven't rolled lower than, except for on social rolls. Anything less than
Apropos.
double digit. Dex save would be 21.
21.
Yeah.
As you go in, suddenly, for a brief second, you see a fish hook just turn and it glints in the sun, the only thing that reveals it, and you kind of slide on 2 knees and then pop up on the other side.
Okay.
As you do, you look around you, and in the snow, you see little patches of red that is dried in there. Certainly other fish hooks around.
Okay. To the left of me, so like facing back out that way, to the left of me is this, I'm assuming, big block.
Yes.
And then to the right is it hooks around. I
Yep.
can't see. Okay, cool. So I'm standing there facing this way, and I'm going to yell, "Hooks over here!"
Okay, so anybody paying attention, you hear that. That is you, Thorrig. That brings us to this boar's turn. As he turns and kind of looks, you threw the daggers at him.
And I'm
So he's
just
gonna do his best to chase you.
Do you have to go through anyone, or am I the only one inside?
You're the only one, I think.
Like fully in?
Well, no. So, yeah, it would only be you. That's like on the other side of it, and then everybody else is on the other side of the boar. This
Wait, so how
guy's
did
been
it
thrown
find
out.
us?
Because to my knowledge, as far as I could tell, you guys were kind
Or
of on the
stabbed
right side.
here.
Yeah, that's
Y'all
what I
over
thought.
there.
That's
I
what
went this
thought.
way to go down to the traps.
Yep.
Okay.
So, for this boar, he's going to attempt to follow you.
Okay.
And kind of running and poof, slams into the ironwood tree and kind of lets out the squeal. He can't quite move the distance that he needs to gore you, but he's going to make one attack with his tusks.
Okay.
That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Just misses.
Okay. So he like lunges at you, and this time you just kind of like go to the side.
Unarmed
tusks,
defense. That's right.
into this thing. Actually, so then as the tusks come towards you, you grab them and kind of slam the head to the side.
I'm not wearing armor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No problem.
Leather
So
miner's pants and like some weird just tunics and shit.
that's
layered
all
up.
that this boar can do. That brings us to Nisa. Chet, you're on deck.
So Nisa is like, shit, I gotta, in her head, I have to like control this boar. So in a panic, she's like gonna cast Mage Hand and use the hand to like grab the boar.
Okay.
That's how she's using
Get
it.
its attention.
So you kind of like look towards it, and this hand, this ghostly hand, appears, and it floats out. It can go about 30 feet, so easy enough. Goes kind of around the corner, almost like a gummy hand. And what are you doing with this hand?
I'm gonna try to
want me to
grapple it. I'm gonna try to like hold the boar if I can.
Okay.
Like, slow it down.
If it exerts less than 10 pounds of force.
Yeah, it's
Oh shit!
Yeah.
you would
Only
know that.
caveat.
You would
Only
know
caveat
that.
with
So
that.
if
I
you,
would know that. So
man, imagine a
I
melee brawler mage
pick up
hand.
a rock that's 10 pounds and throw it at the boar.
make an attack roll. So roll a 20-sided dice twice. You're taking the
Okay.
lower of the two.
I love
Okay,
this.
got a 19
Scoops a rock on the way and then just drops it on its head.
and a 1.
Okay. You take this thing,
Damn.
and it's a pretty big rock. As you pick it up in the mage hand, you can see it almost like dips into the material. The mage hand begins to bow. And so you throw it, and the rock just kind of out the back of it and
Oh, shit.
falls on the ground. The mage hand kind of flickers for a second and then reforms, but unfortunately not terribly effective. Are
Damn
you
it.
moving anywhere?
So then out of sheer embarrassment, Nisa like ducks her head and like into the bushes.
Okay.
She's like, I hope nobody saw that.
You can still see Nisa very much in these bushes, but yes. Fantastic. That is your turn. That brings us to Chet.
I think that was a really good idea, actually. So I'm going to try to distract the pig because it ran towards the hooks.
Yes.
And so I'm not going to chase that because I am a big boy.
Yes.
So I'm just going to pick up that same rock and just,
Spike.
woo, yeah.
You have improvised weapons.
And I'm also just like, get some!
Make an attack roll at advantage.
Because of get some, right?
Because it gets some, but also because this is very much like a sport that you play.
Yeah.
Woof! That was a 1 on the last one. Okay, no, that was an 18 now.
18. So you hurl this rock, and whereas before this mage hand couldn't even get it to like move forwards, this thing right through the air kind of goes almost like
Curve it a little.
like yeah, you kind of like bounce it off of one of the ironwoods and kind of and then kind of hits the boar. Strikes him right in the flank. Roll a d6 and add your strength modifier.
Oop. 6. These dice ain't doing as well for me.
I mean, that's the first time you rolled that d6. Don't worry about it.
As this boar picks its head back up and glares you down, you see it like reach back as if to gore you again, and
Or
suddenly
try.
you see this rock and just hit it right in the flank. It squeals and kind of turns, looking around wildly. Seems to have confused a little bit.
Nice.
If I... shoot. Do I know if... Can I tell if I caught its attention right now?
You have no idea.
Shit.
You literally hit it around a corner.
You pinballed that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'm just going to go a little closer to the corner, because if it is going to come this way, and if I have the time, I'm going to try to brace myself to, like...
Okay. So you walk up to the corner and kind of look around. You can see this pig
Used to
kind of...
hog tie in training, so,
Yeah.
like...
You see all the... Well, so you're going to the corner?
So it's moi, boar, you, but hooks I think are right there.
Me.
Okay. Easy enough. You go over and you do see, because he pointed them out, these little swinging wires and a few fish hooks, and every now and then one that you didn't see just kind of glints in and out of existence.
Yeah,
and hard to
I
see.
know about that. Yeah.
But that is your turn. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. That brings us to the top of the order. Kenny, Thorrig, you're on deck.
And so this boar has moved away from me.
Yes, he's now out of your sight range around the corner.
Cool. I'm gonna stand there and drink.
Nice. Make a Constitution saving throw.
This is a 5.
5. You take a long drink. Use every one of your 6 seconds in your turn to drink. And you pull down a lot. What are you drinking, by the way?
Fucking seconds.
Oh my god.
It's a high gravity beer.
You're just chugging this down, froth coming around, and this is all you hear, like the squeal as Chet's rock hits it. You see Chet like run into the maze. You're still drinking. You put it down and you let out this belch, and you are drunk.
There we go.
You're like, my time too, and you're gonna fall. Peel yourself back up. Oh, I meant to do that. That is.
We're on purpose, guys. We're good.
Are you moving anywhere, or just kind of okay? Cool. You're drinking. That brings us to Thorrig.
Okay. Sort of cornered, not quite. Going to give a nice like, all right, here we go, and then just sort of swing uppercut and use the momentum to then turn and run further into the.
Sure.
Yeah.
Love it. Make your attack roll.
Actually, double hit because it's 2 attacks.
Yeah.
I forgot. So, do like, all right, pull out, swing down, pull back up, swing up, turn
Very
around,
efficient.
run away. Yeah. All right. First one is a 20 to hit.
20 to hit. That
Yep.
hits.
Okay, perfect. That big D12 out and max damage.
Nice. How much damage is that?
I have not rolled below max damage for damage so far.
How much?
Total of 16.
16.
slashing
so,
damage.
whereas before you guys had all kind of like throw a rock at it, you're doing these little bits. Suddenly, this dwarf pulls up the axe, and as he pulls it down, right into the shoulder. You hear this sickening, and it kind of lodges into the bone.
And I just sort of pull it down.
Sure.
And then swing back up,
Make a
and
second
then
attack.
turn to start running at the end of it. And a fucking. Dude, a 15 plus 23.
That hits.
I hope these aren't weighted. I feel bad.
This wasn't even.
Okay,
This
I
is a
said weighted.
Kickstarter.
We're good. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these aren't even like.
They're not weighted, Drew. You did great. These
Not
are just
like
excellent.
not like the ones that Drew from Dicey Encounters made for each of our characters. for our
Exactly.
campaign. These are actually not specifically for
handmade.
us. Yeah. So
you can buy. Could have bought them. Whatever. 8 slashing damage.
8 slashing damage. So as you carve into this thing again, it's really beginning to look rough.
Yeah.
After you kind of pull it out and then pull around, you pull up and you sink it not quite into the throat, it pulls to the side.
Mm-hmm.
You get it into the same shoulder and you see the whole leg almost pull
Ugh.
a little bit off. It's looking real rough.
Okay. And I'm turning and just continuing my way down. I've got its attention. It's angry, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I don't have time to really look. I'm gonna stay low.
Okay.
The hooks and all that stuff. Sort of like doing one of these runs.
Yeah, okay. And so not a Naruto run, but close.
Yeah. Holding the axe. Yeah. And we're just gonna go around the corner, and like
Okay.
just sort of wait to hit it right around the corner.
So
I'm
you
getting
run
ready.
to the edge of the corner, and as you kind of slide to a stop, around the edge you see on the ground this low bright green mist, and you get the sense that there's almost like this acidic element all the way down at the end. But probably like a good 50, 60 feet away. Kind of hard to tell quite what it is, but you see this fog in that corner.
I'll straighten up so that I'm not like in the mist and not breathing it in.
It's all the way at the end of that stretch. So,
okay.
Yeah, so you can, and you can't see how that goes.
I'll end like right here.
So, for what it's worth, as you look down that corridor, you see it goes in additional. How is it marked over there? For 3 beyond that, it goes an additional 10 feet beyond that, and then there's another wall that goes around.
Okay.
The 10 feet of what appears to be like maybe a room or a clearing. Seems to be filled with this almost acidic fog, just 2 feet off the ground.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'll end right there and just sort of like wheel around and just do like a quick clean the blade, spin around, get ready again.
Fantastic. The blood into like a little line on the snow.
So there's a bit of a smirk, like, all right, this isn't so boring.
No, that's pretty good. It is this boar's turn, and he is going to follow you. He's limping, and as he walks, there are these like pained, oinking grunts. But seeing you and having this run up, it's going to start galloping forward, and it is going to gore you now. So I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
It's a 19 to hit.
Oh, you hate to see that.
I hate to see it. There's the first low roll. That's an 8.
An 8? Yeah, that's going to be a failure. So you are not prone.
Because a 1 on a saving throw isn't a crit fail, right?
It didn't. Sorry, what?
A 1 on a saving throw is just a 1
ability
on a saving
checks
throw.
and attacks.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you are going to take 13 points of piercing damage as it like charges and slams into you. You remember the exact same way that Alistair was gored, very similar.
Yeah.
It like punctures into you, and as it pulls away, that's a lot of damage.
That hurt a lot.
Yeah. But it kind of glares down at you and lifts up a hoof as if to stomp. That is its turn. That brings us to Nisa.
You would hear me go, ah, fuck!
Am I close to Thorrig? Like how far?
I think I'm
so
like pretty far. I'm 2 turns
you're
of
hiding
almost
in a
full
bush?
movement, like all the way around here.
You wouldn't know this, but you're about 50 feet away, linear, like following the path. He's maybe 30 direct feet away from you. Closer to 40.
Okay. Well, that's too far for me to. Is that too far for me to run over there?
What is your movement speed?
Great question. I don't know. 25 feet.
So you run 25 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
How tall are you?
I am 3 feet.
Is that low enough to not care
You know
about the
what?
hooks?
Yeah, it's high level. You know what? Don't make a dexterity saving
Yeah, you just
throw.
run right onto the hooks, right?
You just
This
run
is
through a
human eye
boring
level.
part of this thing, this little gnome.
Well, I did want to like do something about that, but it's too late now. She's like, she hears the cry of her friend in pain, so she's like, ah, I gotta take action.
So you get 25 feet, you look up, and there's all these fish hooks. You look down. If you want, you can use your action to dash.
Yeah, I'll dash.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. And as you round to this corner, you can see Thorrig and this pig just right in front of him. It's you, this boar, and then Thorrig.
Or butt. Notably.
Boar butt.
Facing
yeah, sure.
away.
Yes. Little
Pig
tail.
butt.
You still have a bonus action left. That's all you
I
got.
would like to try to do a medicine. I want to see if I can like help heal Thorrig at all.
So Thorrig
Is
is
that-
10 feet away from you,
fuck.
and it's
Yeah.
10 feet of boar.
Okay,
10 feet of boar.
So, if there's 10 feet of boar, I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost
Fantastic.
and see if I can maybe do something about this boar.
So that's a dexterity saving throw?
Okay.
Is it? For the boar, I'm asking you.
That is, it's,
Do you make an attack, or does it say to make a save?
it says cast at will. It says damage. It says one action.
Right there. So make a ranged attack.
Okay.
So that's you acting on it. It doesn't need to save.
Yeah.
Okay.
So roll a 20-sided dice, and then you're going to add your spell attack modifier. I forgot that you play barbarians primarily.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like so new to magic. I'm like,
No,
I
it's
gotta
good. We're
figure
learning.
this out.
It's a lot.
D&D.
Truly, that was me like a few sessions ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I got a 12,
Fantastic.
and then I have
Relatable.
to add my.
It's proficiency and then whatever your
So you're adding
15.
Intelligence, right, for wizards?
wizards or intelligence.
Yeah. So proficiency and then intelligence bonus.
Well, intelligence is 0, so I got a
Rough
15.
for a wizard.
Yeah.
I love that. 15.
She's a dumb girl.
She's a chef.
Yeah, she's a chef. Like, this is like, Frost was just because I needed it to, like,
So
keep my
you're,
shit cool.
you're like
My
running,
fish
running,
needed
running.
to
You
stay
slide up to the
cold.
corner. You hold out your hand and you fire out this beam of frost. And as you do, you slip a little bit in some of the frozen blood. And the ray of frost up along the wall. You see this like ray of frozen ironwood, but you miss.
Ah, shit.
That is your turn. That brings us to Chet. Chet.
I don't know if I can get to them. Even if I... Ugh. I'm big. I don't even know if I army crawled I could pass these hooks.
Yeah, you
think
probably
I could?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's going to half your movement.
For the distance of 5 feet, right? So that'd be 10 of it.
It's 15 feet of hooks.
Oh. Wow.
Yep. At this point, you guys have run under it enough to realize that so if you look at the part underneath that black square,
Yeah.
10 feet below, that whole straight horizontal stretch.
Okay.
Horizontal.
Oh, so
that
this whole bit.
stretch is all darts.
Okay.
And if you actually look
hooks?
at that, hooks. If you look at that map, it's all the places where there's tiny little red dots. And Alistair, when he said that his character was a very good artist, he paid very close attention. There are details on that map. That being said,
Alright, well, I'm gonna fucking army crawl and dash with it so I can get 20 feet.
okay. So with 20 feet of movement,
Or
that is
no, it'd
going
be
to
40. Wait,
What is your movement speed?
it's 40.
So then 20
40?
feet for
Holy shit.
movement and then 20 feet for dashing. So 40 feet in total. That's going to bring you 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 35 feet will get you to right behind Nisa. You kind of crawl up and crawl and crawl, and then you look up and you see just this gnome almost eye level with you. You on your hands and knees, this gnome like kind of drawing back, and then right behind the gnome you see a big boar butt, and then beyond that you see Thorrig.
Alright, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this information. Like, in
You
this
see
position,
Chet crawl
but I'm
over and just
trying.
look up, and that is your turn.
Get some. No, I don't.
In
That
combat,
brings
you're-
us to
you
the
just
top of
learn
the
that
round.
2
Kenny.
words.
Kenny, seeing everybody move forward, is going to walk forward
Okay.
and kind of move through with everybody else.
Okay. What is your movement speed, remind me?
40 flat.
Monks.
So you walk casually, you kind of step over the corpse that is loaded with darts and walk your way over and get to right at the end of that fishhook zone. You see just the very, very end of Chet's feet just kind of sticking around the corner.
We'll use my action to keep moving.
There you go. So you get right up to behind Chet and you are now all in a line and then like a little right hand angle.
Okay.
Are you walking normally?
Yeah.
You're not crouching?
No.
So you just walk into the hooks? Or are you just like moving around?
So
That
you-
was the drunken
Nobody is there to see it, but yeah, very much just walks through, stumbles. And for like a cinematographic thing, you would see like these 2 hooks coming, and then you just see like her stop, or is they? You see them stop,
He
and then
first,
just
then
kind
she
of
next, then he back
you
to
go.
he,
There
then
you go,
she,
yeah.
then he, then she.
it just kind of squints
Evens
and
the
then
odds.
throws up a little bit and kind of stumbles forwards underneath the
Dodging the
hooks.
hooks.
Yeah, and kind of gets back up and just straight through.
Would would Chet have been able to, like, weave around?
You're
It would have
big.
been real hard.
You
Okay,
big.
okay,
yeah.
so I did the right
You would have
thing.
been better off just like grabbing the probably wires and just like.
For Kenny, this is an aspect of Kenny's class,
Got you.
very specifically.
Okay.
So it's a feature,
Yep.
Not a bug.
not a bug.
Yeah, I mean we're wailing into this thing. It
That
looks hard.
brings-
I don't want to.
That brings us to Thorrig. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rage yet.
Okay.
This isn't rage time. It's
Yeah,
just a
of course.
boar. Come on. I feel bad for the thing. I'll at least
Rage
eat it
on that
afterwards. 15.
15. 15 just misses.
Okay. Second attack.
So the first time you just
Oh,
miss.
2 misses.
Really?
Yeah. Well, an 8 and a
Alright.
7 is boo, but
So this
hey,
time
whatever.
you swing, and this is a crowded corridor.
Well,
You're
like,
swinging
it like
at the
gored
boar,
me, and I'm like probably kind of like stumbling to get up or whatever.
and you're still not sure what's
behind.
behind you. Like
Yeah.
you haven't traveled there yet, and so very
Yeah.
cautious of that. You're swinging
Yeah.
carefully. You miss both times.
All right. Action to mount the boar. Bonus action to
Interesting.
jump it. Jump on top
I'll
of
give
it?
you bonus action to jump on top of it.
I'm going to
Sure.
bonus action to jump on
Like
top
onto a
of it.
bunch
Okay,
of
yeah.
hooks?
Make an athletics
No,
check.
I'm not in the hooks area
Oh,
anymore.
okay.
Make an athletics check.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, you fucking beast, and I'm just gonna try to jump on it and
Yeah, do it. Fine.
wrangle it.
Athletics check.
Wow.
That is dirty 20.
Okay, yeah. So you swing once, swing twice.
I'm just
you
like,
leap.
you fucking, and I just jump on top of it.
Yeah, and you kind of settle onto it. You land with your left foot and then slide it down and kind of like mount this boar. There's an instant moment where anybody watching sees the boar's face kind of break, where it like doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that in a second.
Actually, right now.
Oh, right now. So that's the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, this boar is going to attempt to buck you off because
Sure.
it doesn't like you on it.
Strength save.
Yeah, so make an athletics check. It's
Athletics
competing
check.
athletics checks.
It's all the same number.
Yeah.
24, good luck.
So it bucks wildly. You hear this like wild oinking and squealing, and you just hang on with like
I'm like,
one
yeehaw!
arm.
Flat side of the axe hitting his
Yeah,
butt.
sure. One arm, you slap on it, and you guys can hear this oinking, and it starts to get ready. And actually, I guess just for flavor,
charge?
it's going to just try to
Oops,
charge
right into the green
backwards.
zone. Oops.
Yeah.
Well, it's the only way it can go, right?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
What does the fog of war peeling
It's
back
going to
reveal?
charge. So, as it charges forwards, you can see the mist like swirl around it as it gets to the
Literal
end
fog
of
of
the
war.
hall.
Oops.
It is going to do...
Fog of Boar?
Fog of war.
You
damn.
watch, so it oinks and
Missed
oinks,
opportunity.
and suddenly you watch as it
dad
just
is not strong enough.
splashes down into something.
Oh shit. Do I?
No, it.
It.
You're riding
I'm on it.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
To try to get off. Would this be considered a trap? Would it fall under a trap?
No.
Okay. Dex save, please. No. 12.
Okay.
I mean, of course not.
12?
Your dice are green. It's just built for this gas.
So
Yeah.
it is going to take 9 points of acid damage, which I think.
Does that kill it?
I think so.
Okay. I mean, it has an open wound too, so that probably extra much.
No, not quite. So
Okay.
you hear this wild pain squealing as it attempts to pull itself out, but it's looking rough. As it lurches up, you see one of the tusks eating through and then just snap off. You see the snout beginning to pull away and elements of bone. There's panic in the one eye that's remaining. It's looking bad.
Did I hop off?
What was yours?
12. Did I hop off in time?
So you do not hop off in time. It is a save from the pool, technically.
Yeah.
So you take...
Is the pool considered a trap?
No.
Okay.
'Cause it's a natural feature.
This. Okay, cool.
Give me 1 sec. You're taking 5 points of acid damage.
It actually doesn't say trap, it says danger.
So that is a danger, yeah.
Yeah. So specifically, uncanny sense when things nearby aren't as they should be, giving you an edge when you dodge away from danger.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Okay, so
This is not
advantage
what
on
it
this
should be,
one, for sure. Advantage. That fucking does it for me too. That's a dirty 20.
So yeah, no problem. You kind of like vault off of this thing, and as it sinks into this acid, you push yourself off and just land on the edge. This thing lurches up, and it's like right in front of you, like burning away, squealing in your face. You hear and feel the heat of its breath.
I'm kind of doing one of these like, haha,
yeah.
faces. Like,
Yeah,
oh.
it's not so much fear as it is like disgust.
Yeah, well, I feel bad as much as I was engaging with this thing. It's like, that's not an honorable way to go.
So that brings us to Nisa.
How far away is this? Like a pool of acid? Like what does
So-
this look like? How did I watch this board?
You just
You
watch
hear-
this thing turn
You
and
hear,
Yep.
I wrote it all the way down to, I'm guessing, right around here.
Okay.
Right, Joe?
a
Ish?
little right around there. a little
Right
higher.
around there where there's a pool where it fell in, I hopped off and I'm just standing there turned at it.
Like on the edge of that.
Yeah, so Thorrig standing on the edge of the pool, and you can see the boar out from it, and is like right in front of Thorrig, and Thorrig's kind of like between the two of you, all the way down this like hallway of ironwoods going down to create a corridor.
Well, I'm gonna walk to the end of that
Okay.
corridor.
10, 15, 20. You said 25?
Yes.
25 feet. 25 feet gets you about 20 feet away from the end of this corridor.
Okay. That's. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just observing what's
Okay.
going on here.
So then
That's
you
it.
can as your action walk further and get right up to Thorrig if you want.
Yeah, I want
I made
to
another
walk
solid oops.
right up to the edge of Thorrig and where this boar had
Okay.
its
So you get
place.
right behind Thorrig. It's now you, Thorrig, and the boar are sunken into this pool.
Okay.
You can feel this mist around you, and it almost feels like a peppermint kind of extract. Like it's almost like
Smells nice.
like a little. It's not so
From a
much.
distance.
At first, it's not so much like a burn as much as it is like a tingling sensation. It's not bad necessarily yet.
Yet.
Keywords. So that is Nisa. Chet.
I'll just army crawl, dash to catch up to
Just keep
everybody.
army crawling the whole way.
You
Well,
easily.
am I out of the hooks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was only.
Oh, I'm not gonna.
Dude, it was only these 3 squares,
You can
and you're
keep
already
army
over here,
crawling,
still army
like,
crawling.
still-
So a good 25
trying,
feet
like,
further than the
stab.
hooks, and then you look up and you're
It
like,
tracks though. You
all right, no hooks.
Yeah, you were like, oh god, there's hooks everywhere, and then you're like,
And okay, so from where I was with 40 feet, can I make that distance without having to dash?
Yeah.
Okay, I do that, and the pig is still alive.
Yeah, so you see it lurch up from the acid as you're running. Nisa
Okay.
in front of you, and then Thorrig in front of her, and then this boar.
All right, I'm gonna try to take this thing out of its, put this thing out of its misery.
It's
And I'm,
dead.
you gotta get by.
Or-
no, I thought it was still.
I guess
still
it's
alive.
still technically
Little bit.
alive.
It is alive. It's Nisa, Thorrig, and then the boar, and it's a straight corridor, so they're like in the way, the two of them. You can occupy their. You don't have enough movement to occupy their space and then move back.
You could technically share Nisa's space though. Gnomes have that small
Right,
stature,
and-
so
yeah,
allies
okay.
can of medium
Oh,
size can
and you're
share.
both wicked short.
Yeah.
So, because what I'm gonna do is huck another ball at it.
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah,
a
no problem.
rock.
Yeah, same thing. Make
Sorry,
your attack
ball.
roll.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna. So I can easily
I throw a ball
just,
far.
like, over you guys. I don't make it.
What is it?
That would be. Where's my stuff? It would be a 10.
It's not a natural one, right?
No,
Okay.
it's a 2.
Oh, don't hit me.
Yeah, I know. Just
Knock me
knocks
in
you
the back
back
of the
into the
head.
pool.
Yeah.
You lob this stone, and it like up and like hits one of the trees, and just kind of falls into the pool and disappears.
Not awesome.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nah.
All right. Kind of fold your arms. Nah. That brings us to the top of the round, Kenny.
Kenny's gonna keep walking forward and drinking.
Kenny, you kind of walk forwards
So
and
drunk already.
you just like turn around, you squint, you can see movement, and you're like, huh. You like stumble forwards, kind of using your hand to keep you upright against the ironwood, and you suddenly just kind of bump into Chet.
Oh! Good thing you're here.
Very nice.
Hear that
Kenny,
often.
very, very powerful in this combat. Thorrig, what would you like to do? You can see this boar lurch up, squealing.
Kind of just like, sorry.
Make your attack roll.
Is that cocked? Yeah.
That's cocked.
Okay, I'll take that.
And so is Kenny.
Okay, just lean.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, that hits.
We got a 13 points of slashing damage.
Tell us how it happens.
Cleave the head into while looking away right at the last second. Be like, so sorry.
So you see all of you now, like, kind of gathered at the end of this thing, right as drunk
Mercy
Kenny,
kill.
like lurches up and is like, huh? You guys turn around, you turn forwards, and you see Thorrig raise the axe, and
Yeah.
the whole head splinters and then splits.
And then just kind of like foot off and pull back. And
Yeah.
Just,
and out of this head, and you can see the head almost like splits as it goes down and into the acid and bubbles up and
not
disappears.
one of my best.
And for the moment, you guys are out of combat.
It's someone get me a beer. I'm just like, while staring at this thing slowly descending into the pool, I'm just like making the hand
Don't
gesture.
be
Do
delicate,
it first.
Buttercup.
Just give me, need a beer. Need a beer.
Here! I want to pass one forward. Reach around.
I was hoping for one of the. I'm gonna look at it and be like,
ones in the bag?
what about the cool ones that we just got? The samples.
Well, I don't know.
What this ain't good enough for you?
Why can't we talk? What do you mean we
I don't know.
can't
I
touch
feel
this?
like we're on a job. I don't think that's
Do what?
Aren't we on a job? Don't we have to take these samples to the
These
guy?
aren't the samples.
No,
If you ain't
in the
gonna drink
bag.
from the snack pack, pass it back.
Yeah, I'll pass it back to you. Like, yeah, give me the one. What do
I
we
don't
got?
know if I should. Don't we have to bring him somewhere?
These were,
Where's
so
your
you would remember,
conscientious coming from?
he said that these are like for you guys to use, and they're infused with some kind of magic.
He said
So-
they're kind of potions, basically.
Yeah, they didn't have like the ingredients to make potions. They had the beer, and so they did the best
I
they
got
could.
you.
Yeah.
I misunderstood. I thought
Yeah.
you were trying to get these samples.
Can we
No,
make
no,
this
you-
like?
these
Can
are-
we make this
Okay.
meta cool as well? And when you pass me a random one in game, can you pass me a real one in real life?
Make it 2.
Ooh, 3.
Oh shit! You sat by the fridge.
Alright. Yeah. No. Okay. Fine. I'm gonna look through. Just I'll grab a random one because I don't.
Yeah, you
I
said there were
drink,
6 of them, right? Joe?
There's 5 left in the bag.
Okay. Well,
There were 6.
if I roll a 6, I'll roll again.
Sure.
2. Which one did I
So you pull out this keg. It has CDS stamped into the side.
get? Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, you drinking it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pop the bung hole and put my mouth on it.
As you kind of take a
As one does.
I mean, it's what it's called. It's what it's
you take a long pull from this thing. It's a stout. This is
fucking perfect.
It's not good. This is
Fucking
Proust brew. This is definitely a Proust product.
I chuckle and like, yeah, of course.
Roasted-
the humans and their beer, whatever they
Roasted
call it.
chocolate nibs is almost like this kind of nice frontal taste, and then
So they
all of a
age in
sudden
barrels and just use staves instead.
your nose kind of wrinkles and you sneeze
That's good.
as the black pepper that's been infused into the stout like takes over,
gross.
and it's awful.
What does
You
it
kind
do,
of
man?
cough a little bit, and you cough a little bit, and for those of you watching, you see little flames begin to trickle away, and
As I
suddenly
cough?
you're aware of the fact that you probably in the next hour have a chance to utilize this fire within you.
Does it feel like it's a one-time use?
Yes.
Okay.
From a mechanical standpoint, any creature in a 5 by 30 foot line beginning at you will have to make a save against a fire attack.
Okay.
That's going to be 2d6 fire damage on a fail and half as much on a success.
Okay.
And you kind of burp. This fire comes out and
Perfect.
goes back in.
Like, well, very imbalanced, poor execution, but cool side effect.
And every now and then, for those of you watching, you see from Thorrig like little whiffs of smoke coming out of the ears.
Should have drank from the snack pack.
The hell is that?
My carrying case. You should just see
I
Kenny
need
pull
something
out.
to wash it down. Give it.
There's like 6 bottles
I got, like,
attached to a string. that
Pepper
she
and dirt in my mouth.
pulls one out.
All right.
And Kenny probably has no idea what bottles he currently has, right? Roll a d100 for me.
Oh my god. Okay. Perfect.
Let's get into the Beer Drinker's Guide to Alberon.
All right. 84.
It's a real document. 84.
I love that.
Fantastic.
84. Let's see. What
This
we
is
got.
a bottle like old and brown, and it looks like it's probably made by. It's not like a major brewery.
Sure.
You kind of pull it out, and for a moment you get worried because it is a stout.
Okay.
You sniff it, and you see this big grin on Thor. This is a dwarven made stout for sure.
Home.
And as you think that, instantly you've had this before.
Yeah.
This is in Port Quinn. This is homebrew. This is what broke the monopoly from
Oh,
Proust
yeah.
Brewery.
Ah, I shed a tear, and I think. Hope they're okay.
Yeah, I got the good shit.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing this one along. Damn. That's why I'm here.
So.
That's what I'm here for.
This pig kind of sinks into these acid pools. And you get a chance to kind of look around a little bit, Thorrig, now, like wiping the blood off of your axe. Give me just 1 second
Thanks
to
for the
catch
help,
back up.
guys. Just kind of look at everyone, and then I just turn back around.
That's why I'm here.
In shame.
You find yourself...
I didn't do anything either, but I take all the fucking credit.
You hit it with a rock.
Yeah, that was a great shot. Remind me of my first game.
You did great. Remind me of my 4th husband.
What are we gonna do about this? And I'm gonna take it all of this in now.
You turn and you see...
What are
you're
we gonna
in-
do about that guy too? I just think back to.
Yeah, you
Someone
turn.
wanna go check on-
He's on 2 death saves, so maybe.
Someone go check on that guy.
You see there are...
Medicine check on that guy.
You're in a 10 by 20 rectangular, roughly rectangular. This is not like a purposely built thing. It's like a marshy sort of ground, and there are acid pools. You can see bubbles rising up and little bits of steam. As you like test the ground with your foot, it is a little spongy, and so you'd imagine footing kind of precarious here. There are these stringy black strands of grass, almost hair-like, that grow out of the acid, and they kind of wave in the very mild wind that you feel. You'd imagine you don't want to touch the acid. You can see that there is a tree in the line, kind of as you turn and look to straight ahead, like all the way down, off to the right, where the pool has begun to leak into a tree, and the tree is pretty badly damaged. You'd imagine you could break that and perhaps pass through, but you're going to have to wade through a bunch of acid. As you all consider this, is anybody doing anything about Alistair?
I message him with my message.
Okay, what do you
And I
message?
go, hi,
You
how
want
are
me?
you doing? Are you okay?
For some reason, it doesn't seem to work. You turn and
unconscious.
you look at the shallow, ragged breaths
I
as
mean,
like blood
you can get
begins
there
to seep
easier than
into
I
the thing.
can.
It doesn't work.
I think you got knocked out cold. I don't know if the brain. Okay.
Do we need this guy?
And as you hear Thorrig go, you hear off behind you this. He fails his final death save, and you let him die.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Well, that's good, because
All right, one less to care about, I
I
guess.
really didn't want to waste any of my liquor.
Sure.
Very important.
Okay. I mean, you got some good shit there.
Damn straight I do.
Yeah. All right.
Can Nisa drink one of the flasks or one of the
The samples?
things?
You'd
the
have to ask
sample?
Chet. Chet has them all.
Chet's got them all,
Well,
Chet.
as far as we know.
I got you.
And she's like, ooh.
That's true. It's probably pretty large.
Yeah.
I
a
pick it up with
gnome.
one hand and just like.
and you see Nisa just kind of like take a couple steps back and then balance themselves up.
Which one is it?
Can you help me open it?
Roll a d4.
Okay. I got a 3.
So this has BSX on it, and Kenny, you kind of track it with your half-opened eyes. X means reserve, in that kind of vintner's language that the Proust use.
That's good shit. Don't drink all that in one sitting.
And you can see like holding like it's like an actual keg for Nisa. But Nisa, you pull out the bungle. You have to like set it on the ground and kind of work at it, and you take a drink.
Yes.
So it is a very light beer infused with a very floral kind of smell. There's overly sweet, but this kind of honey. It's a crisp beer. It's surprisingly mild considering how much sweetness you taste at first, and it kind of dies down and finishes as basically just water, and you have that floral nose. Not great, but not bad.
Okay.
You feel... Oh, right. For those of you watching, you look at Nisa, and Nisa kind of takes a drink and smacks with your lips, and then you see little sparks come off. You see the hair like begin to come up. And who's within 5 feet of Nisa?
Chet and I probably.
Oh, I think I'm like sharing the space with you.
So yeah,
You're,
you
like,
are.
huddled
Chet,
up
you're
in-
wearing that metal helmet, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you are holding
you're wearing
a
a metal
metal
helmet?
axe, correct?
Uh-huh.
So, each of you is going to take,
Just straight take?
Oh, shit.
2 points of lightning damage as all of a sudden, as these little sparks,
I enter a rage.
you suddenly just feel these electricity, like they just spark as if from your metal objects themselves. Nisa, you realize for the next hour, any contact or being within 5 feet of metal or a conducive material will give any creature within 5 feet of you 1d6 lightning damage. And Nisa, you take that damage as well.
Alright, I'm taking my helmet off immediately.
Okay, you take the helmet, throw it on the ground.
No.
And
I
you,
would
like,
never just
touch
wear
it
my helmet
and
like
touch
that.
it. Are you gonna touch
I
it?
see what you're saying.
No, you
No,
put-
I'm gonna pick it up with like my shirt or something.
Okay,
like
you take the edge of your ripped varsity jacket and kind of like pick it up. And
put it in my
there you go.
in my.
Can I like
But
tear
because
off
of it,
some of
I
my
had a-
sleeve and like make extra wraps?
Yeah,
I mean, because like the axe already had leather handle. Just
No,
Does
just
it only come out of my mouth, or is it coming out?
Just
of
you.
all different like little elements. You can see you like when you talk, like little bits come out.
Okay.
You know,
Pop
like
rocks.
yeah, when you step here and there are like little elements of metal in the stones and like off the ground. It's like almost like little
I
sparkles when
feel
you
like
step.
a fairy.
As you see your two friends convulse for a second.
I'm like, yay!
I will say that my hair before was like a slicked back mohawk, and now it's like.
Goliath.
So now I am way taller.
Yeah, and so the mohawk
that
is
much.
pretty uncommon for Goliath. Goliath generally hairless. So that like Chet is especially probably proud of.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I thought
like,
you weren't gonna give it to
no,
me.
no, no, no.
Thank
So
you.
getting it messed up, that's probably a big deal.
Yeah.
But
Each time I brush it
You
down,
take
it's
that
just like.
so what are you all doing? Alistair dead behind you.
how do we get a? I think I could bust that tree down, or you could probably bust that tree down over there to get through.
How far is the tree?
It's to get through, correct?
You can't see the other side. You can see that acid has damaged it badly.
Yeah, but the
I'm
tree isn't
thinking-
blocking what would look like an exit. There's no visible
Make an
exit.
intelligence. Oh, you know what? Make a survival check.
Yeah. Is there an exit from this room if we were to go into it?
Make a
basically?
survival check.
Ugh. It's one of my better ones too. 9.
When you pass that corridor full of fishhooks, the ones just swinging from the air,
Yeah.
you saw briefly as you ran around the other direction, the direction you didn't go.
Yeah.
There was a large metal block obscuring the way.
Yeah.
Wherever that leads is behind that block.
Okay. So it's either that way or this way.
Or you could go back to the entrance and head the opposite direction.
Yeah, there's a whole nother area with treasures and stuff.
Well, I thought he said treasures are just kind of in here anyway.
Oh, I mean, they may not be there, but I haven't seen any yet. Except for the treasure of friendship. I don't say that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a very Chet thing to say.
Chet does not.
Thinks it and says, "Man, I wish I was strong enough to
Don't
say
let
that."
him, let him see you sweat, Chet.
Maybe that block. I think we got enough brawn here to move that block, and not enough. I just do this dancey motion to get around this whole area.
Yeah, I mean, I can fuck up a block.
I can help.
We'll see.
It's all on you, Buttercup.
What are you doing, Chet?
Yeah, you want me to go fuck up that block? Alright.
Yeah, let's go. Fuck up that block.
Yeah.
Let's go shove it
Is
out
that
of the way.
the point of this block? Is to fuck it up? Like, I'm gonna try
Yeah, so this
pushing it.
oh,
and
so
then
the iron block, the iron block.
I mean, look at this map. Huh?
Yeah,
It probably is
obviously.
one way or another kind of slidey thingy dingy.
Alright.
Look at the way it's kind of laid
So
out.
you
If it
walk
slides this
back-
way, it blocks off the path we're on right now.
You walk away from the acid and you go to look at this block. You settle on it and you realize, a little bit overgrown, but this is metal. This is a solid metal block. And you,
Hey, little one might want to stay back from this metal block, please, if you don't mind.
He kind of like waddles backwards a little bit. Like, okay.
Good call.
you kind of, your previous experience, you touch it first and then kind of like try to push it or pull it. What are you doing? It's like a sheen, it's sheer metal. It's about 10 feet tall. This is a massive metal block.
And I'm still gonna try to push and pull.
Okay.
Drag. I can drag heavy. I mean, large.
Push,
I'm gonna
push
try.
and push and push, and it doesn't give. For shits and giggles, make an athletics check at disadvantages. There's nothing to hold on to.
I'm gonna take the axe and just sort of like with one foot, kind of like try to crowbar against where it's meeting the wall.
Okay, yeah.
And just try to like.
So
give
just
some
make
finger
a
grips,
flat roll, one roll.
finger grip area on the side.
Well, that was worse than all the other ones. Damn it. 9.
9. This thing doesn't budge. Whatever. This is a solid metal block, and you would imagine it's at least 10 feet long, 10 feet high, maybe closer to 15. This is a huge, huge piece, and whatever moves this, either magical or mechanical, certainly. You don't see a switch.
How tall is it?
About 10 feet tall.
Quick, climb it.
Hey, Fruka,
I like your thinking.
can
Not
you lift
yet.
me up?
Or actually, can I easily just... How tall are you?
5'9"?
Oh, so I don't even have to like... I'll just... scoop.
So Chet picks you up by the hips and just... And as you do, you feel the whole momentum of Kenny lean back and then lean
Oh
forward.
no, so like... whoa.
Yeah, it's like a whole process. As you go up and you wobble back and forth, you catch sight of a structure. over this block. But because it is right around like 10:30, this is where we're going to take our break for the evening. Our break for, we're going to step away for like 10 minutes. It is currently 10:31. We'll be back at 10:40, we'll say 10:45. Great time to take a break, go grab a drink. You can join us if you are of age.
Ales.
Ales. It's an ales tale. We'll be back in 10 minutes. We'll see you then. Howdy, folks, and welcome back to Adventures in Alberon, or at least the home thereof. We are playing a one-shot called Inale's Tale. So far on this adventure, you were dropped by cart in the forest, given a bag of tricks, and set on your merry way. You rendezvoused with a huntsman known as Hunter Mansley, who turned out to be an actor who you learned very little about before he was gored to death because he raised his voice quite loud in the forest. You were able to defeat this boar as it chased Thorrig deeper and deeper into the Ironwood Maze.
I'm perfecting my one-shot names that are easy to remember.
Thank you. There are some that are difficult.
The first was like, what? The second one was, okay. And this one's, it's Thorrig.
You now find yourself, after this boar sinks down into this acidic swamp, walking in and then just lifting the drunken human. Chet, you lift this drunken human up and pass them over onto the top. You see the structure swim into view. It's odd. It's made out of fieldstone that's been kind of pushed back together. Yes, Dawson, actor.
An actor.
An actor. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so.
What do your drunk eyes see?
Your drunk eyes see...
Not very much.
It's a
But all the
building...
things at the same time.
It's a building that's crafted out of an odd material. It's like a beige sort of block stone. You've never seen it before. Not something that really comes from this region.
You bet I'm going to stone come the fuck out of that.
I thought about it. Trust me. I've played with some dwarves for my time. It's like a very smooth beige stone. And you see formed out of almost 5 by 5 foot blocks, huge blocks that form the structure. A little oddly shaped. You see, it looks like a front entryway that goes maybe 15 feet, and then it becomes more of like a large, boxy structure. You can see a roof of the same material, very slight slant, but enough to keep rain or snow off. There is an entryway, this kind of arch similar to the one that you saw at the beginning. However, there are wooden doors within.
I see their headquarters.
Where? Let me see. Hey, and just tap you on your hip. Just point out.
I'm just gonna pick you up with one arm.
A little bit. Oh, I'm not as
Yeah, for sure light enough
I'm
for
160. 167.
In
Doesn't
all
really
fairness,
matters.
though, because of my
Goliath?
powerful
Okay,
builds,
fine.
I can football you.
Yeah, I prefer you didn't.
You go and
Well, I don't. I'm telling Miles. I'm not telling Thorrig. I wouldn't be that rude.
You're lighter than me,
you
Buttercup.
take Thorrig, and as you push Thorrig up, a little heavier than you thought, but no problem. You lift Thorrig and drop him up on the top.
And I'm gonna turn to Nisa and be like,
Nisa just kind of like climbs up.
Careful. Careful with the spikes. The sparks. Don't. No, the sparks.
So as you touch it,
Oh
everybody,
I'm not touching it.
But you're within 5 feet.
everybody but, yeah, you are within 5 feet, for sure. All of you take 2 points of lightning damage. You see,
Back
Chet,
up, please.
Chet,
just a
you
little.
turn to Nisa, and Nisa just kind of walks by and goes to touch it, and all of you, and
Just please wait. We'll throw a rope. You can climb, right?
I can climb.
Okay.
Actually.
Good.
But that doesn't matter. 'Cause she is 5 feet next to it if she
Well,
climbs.
we'll get away from it, and then she can join us. I don't see any danger over there, and I just look around. There's no other danger
and
behind
as you
us,
look
right?
down, there is 10 feet that goes straight, and then another 5 feet, and then the structure begins.
Okay.
It's just like a little 15-foot bend.
Okay. What's the stone? I'll hop off.
Make your stone cutting check.
I'm gonna hop off and get up real close to
Okay,
it.
you walk up to it, nothing happens. You come up to these big beige blocks. For stone cutting, I want to say that's like a history check or something like that at advantage.
History or insight or
Kenny wants to
History.
mimic Thorrig
Okay.
as he's doing this.
you're doing what?
So as you bend down, suddenly another face, kind of unsteady, right next to
Mimicking
you.
me?
And as you look down, you can see when Kenny squints their eyes, close. You
Yeah.
don't see, like, not even really looking.
Yeah. 15.
15. This is travertine. It's kind of related to limestone. Typically, there's another process that's involved, although at the moment you're kind of forgetting what.
I'll double my proficiency bonus, so it'd be 16.
Oh. With the
Keep going.
16, you can
Keep
see some
going.
small pores in it, and
Yeah.
suggest that maybe organic matter at one time trapped within sometime in the early first
Yeah,
stage.
all right.
Yeah, not a lot known other than the fact that it's
Native rock?
travertine.
Not native rock.
Not
Imported?
native to the sunward coast. Yeah.
Where originated from? Probably.
With that roll, you've heard of travertine coming from volcanic areas around islands. The Sunrest
Okay.
Islands have a couple volcanoes.
Kind of like slap, slap, slap.
Slap, slap, slap.
Kenny 100% doing the same.
Slap, slap, slap.
This ain't from around here. No. Ain't from around here. Someone brought it. It's been here.
Yeah.
How long has it been here for?
With that check, you can see there are signs of like weathering
Weeks,
on it.
Months, years.
Years. Certainly years.
Okay. Been here a bit. When have they been here?
Valuable.
The rock. I mean, maybe to the right.
The building.
Maybe you're gonna steal the building?
Ain't stealing if they ain't using it.
You can see at this point Kenny is like trying to look for places that it might be like movable.
Loose. I mean, if you chip some off, you might be able to get it installed at a mantle of some fancy mansion or something for some coin, but it seems like a lot of trouble for someone with such a short attention span.
No. We take the whole building.
Oh,
Chet,
well,
have
if
you
you could
got-
do
have
that,
you
you would be
climbed over
rich
yet?
just because you could do that.
Okay.
Well,
No,
let's
I'm
go
just hanging out with
fucking do it,
Lisa.
dude.
I'm probably
Let's-
just standing there, like, rocking on my feet, just like...
You coming down?
So, you cook, huh?
Yeah, I cook a lot.
It's cool. I can do, like, Easy Mac.
That's embarrassing.
Everyone know Little Mac? It's the easy version of Little Mac.
I almost put Little
weird.
Mac into this. He's far away though.
Literally the
canonically.
first NPCs we
Can
met
I
on
boil
our
some
campaign like
mean
2
rice?
fucking years ago.
I can
Like,
do it quicker than
still
everyone
is.
else.
Big bad people.
Probably Big Mac now.
That's great. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, what do you think they're looking at?
I get on over. There's a rare building.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Okay. No, okay, wait. I'm going to do this in a really showboaty way.
course.
So I'm going to, like, run and jump in, like, the parkour way where they, like, kick up. You
Okay,
know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I could probably reach if I just, like, blink.
Easily.
I ain't doing that, though.
Okay. When you hold your hands up, they're above the level of this thing, but you don't do that. You run, make an acrobatics
Keep your arms
check.
awkwardly straight down by your side as you like kick off the walls.
Oh my god, these dice are not doing it for me.
It's 'cause-
12.
A 12.
You
it's
said
not
you
as
were gonna
cool
use
as you
them
want to look.
ironically.
You kind of like kick off the left wall, and your
It's
foot
okay, I tried
slides
to make
down the ironwood,
conversation, which I'm not great at.
and you're like you're feeling.
It's just the most like it's like a horrible first date.
And you guys kind of awkwardly stand there like, oh, good. And you kind of go to kick off and you slip with your foot and you land on the ground. You're like, and you just kind of like pull yourself up. You see what they see.
Hey, get on over here. And
Nisa is like calling down, being like, throw me a rope.
yeah, I'll just go into my explorer's pack and just sort of like throw it up and over and stand pretty far back from the metal block.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna do the
Nisa
same.
will not remember that.
Yeah, I'm like once you throw the rope, because I just got on top of the stone, I'm just like, ooh, football hustle over to the other
You
side.
just leap off.
Yeah.
There's like little bits of snow that down to the top. So yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so Nisa starts climbing the rope.
Yeah, easy enough.
Okay.
With your friend's help, you just kind of climb up, very like mountain climber style, walking up the top.
Once
For
I
you,
feel tension, I'm just gonna pull. Trying to hurry this whole thing
for
along.
you stop at the edge and you look down, and it's like a towering 10 feet. It's 3 times your size
She
down.
like doesn't look anymore. She like closes her eyes
and then
and
so
peers,
you
like,
just kind of like sensing that, you just kind of like pull
Yeah.
Nisa
It's like, let's
over.
go, come on.
And you kind of like step
Flops
up on the
on the
top. And how are you getting down?
I'm gonna use my spider climb.
And so Nisa gets to the top and just looks at
Rope
you.
up and I'm sadly.
And Nisa looks down and just walks, and then walks vertically down the wall.
I just kind of
And I just go, eh.
start coiling the rope up around my arm, like, okay, all right, okay. Just sort of like following you all the way down to the bottom. All right, back to the door.
Yep, walks down
Door.
and then up and then back on the ground. You walk up to this door. It's a twin door, both wood.
Yeah. Feel sides. edges,
You can
any
investigate.
traps?
Yeah, make an investigation check. Absolutely. It's
Like, all right, we got a little impasse here. Don't want to just bust through. I know it's not in my character to say that, but
I want you
10.
to die like my fourth husband.
But you got fourth husband again.
You know what? Good for you.
Yeah.
That's true. You got notches on your belt, sword, something. Keep track, or is it just the fourth?
Oh no, I'm on my sixth.
Good for you. Good for
Where's he
you.
now?
Don't want people to think I can't commit, so I'm sticking with this one.
Okay.
Right.
So I decide to settle on this one so people think I can commit.
Just kind of like don't know what to make with. So I'm just like just bang on the door with the 10.
the 10 seems kind of hollow,
Perfect. All right, and
and it opens. And swinging open, you see it is a 15-foot long entryway. Smooth, bare, beige walls. The blocks are each roughly the size of like a watermelon. They leave large seams, so it's like a almost like a grid. It looks like going down. Just visible, you can see there's like a dense dust, like a particle cloud almost, that drifts between the walls. It's like a dusty place, and then the light that comes through, almost as if somebody hasn't been here in some time. You kind of turn and look, and there are footprints. Not the giant one, or no, sorry. You rolled pretty well last time. You see the giant footprints that come up to here.
okay.
And they stop at the door, so you'd imagine that they progress, but there's a lot of dust in here.
Huh. This place seems weird. Everyone seems to be going through here, but as you can see with your eyes, I think, everyone, that there's no trace of passage recently. Anyone got anything help with that? You just walked up a wall and blew my fucking mind, so anything to help out with this?
I guess I can use... If it's dusty in here, can we sense magic? Is that a thing?
So you have a spell called Detect Magic.
No, I don't. That's not one of the...
So
that's
are
not-
you looking for signs of magic in here?
Yes,
Make an
I am.
Arcana check.
Okay. Oh god, I got a 2 and I don't have any.
You squint your eyes and you are...
nothing.
Remind me, you are a gnome.
Yes.
You have dark vision.
Do I let my
So I know...
think.
I can't remember. Do drunken masters get dark vision? I don't think so.
I do. I have dark vision up to 60 feet.
Okay.
I
You have dark
don't.
vision. You have dark vision, and the
I
two
don't.
of you don't.
No, I'm a human.
So the two of you look into this
Is that
place.
with air
Dark,
quotes or no?
little bits of dust coming through like
No,
Literal?
human.
Yeah.
Okay. You said
looking
human-ish before. That's okay.
humanish because of like,
Everything
Years
else.
of wear and tear.
Is it dark in this room or is
Very.
it like...
Human adjacent.
and there's light coming in through the door that you just opened, and that's where you see the dust, but it is dark beyond. For the two of you, you can see.
Okay.
In shades of gray, you can see the room on the other side has these weird, jagged-looking metal sculptures, maybe, coming out of the floor, and then all these little places with candles that are currently unlit. There seem to be some words on the floor, but that's past this hallway.
Sure.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I use prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Yes, to
4
light these
extra
candles
syllables.
for my friends around here.
Okay. Does anybody speak Draconic?
Oh shit.
So, you just light any just random couple candles?
Yeah, like I just run up to the closest ones and I'm like, eat.
Okay. So you can do it at 30 feet. You don't have to be right next
Oh,
to
so
it.
I just like launch it. Then.
Yeah.
Like,
So you kind of,
pew, pew.
as you go like this, it's, and you see these two candles flicker to light. The shadows dance on the floor. They almost seem to move. But with just these two candles flickering, it's a very unsteady, very light image on the floor. And as that light takes the room, you can see there is writing on the floor. It is Draconic, and so that is a language that you would need, but...
I lied.
Thorrig?
That's
You
one of my
lied to
languages.
me?
That's
So you
it's in a
squint.
screenshot to the email if you want to check this later,
I
just
know,
for
I
just for
believe you, I
posterity.
believe you, it's
It's
fine.
common, dwarvish, and because of Outlander, Draconic.
There you go.
Because of whatever reasons, Kol Taram
You
brushed
squint,
up with
and
dwarves
you
or
can see that
dragons.
is a language that you speak. And
Uh-huh.
it's written on the ground. You need to get closer to read it. It's
That's
small.
fucking weird. And I just
Yeah.
kind of squint down, step down, look at it.
Okay. So you're going through the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. For
Can
me.
I see this? Is it
No.
a danger that I can
This
see?
is a danger, but not one that you can see.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
It's me.
At least not currently.
12.
12. So as you take your first step and you see and you feel the dust around you part, the dust stops. And from the seams between these blocks, these scythes all... from each seam, there are 2 on the sides, 2 in the ceiling.
Uh-huh.
That is a failure.
Okay.
That is going to be a lot of damage. Nope. That's going to be 3 points of slashing damage as you take almost the minimum. You, at the last second,
arms up.
at the last second, you like
Ow, ow, ow,
deflect
ow,
them
ow, ow.
with your arms and kind of duck back. And
Sorry,
the
I'm
dust
only 1/3 down.
behind you kind of comes back and seems to lazily float exactly where it was before.
Yeah, okay, careful, there are sides here. I'm just gonna point to all these cuts in my arms.
Yeah.
What is it?
Scythes. So you saw as Thorrig stepped in, these blades all shoo, 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 from the seams of the thing.
I thought you were saying sides.
No.
And I didn't understand, because, of course.
Scythes.
Sides. Okay.
Scythes.
Okay.
Thank you for pronouncing it
Scythes.
as the queen intended.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright,
4
so,
syllables.
do I read it though? I'm like, alright, yeah, be careful. And then I'm just gonna like, resume what I was doing.
So he's on the other side now.
Still
You
trying
saw
to-
all these blades. You like stumble through them and
Yeah.
get up to this side. You read. Always forward, start behind, for closest, and makes dancers as if they reflect off doll's eyes. Turn right, and gaze upon the forest suns. Turn right, and see that coppers match. To the west count the winds, and your passage opens.
Can I get that in writing?
Let me text it to you.
Okay.
Alright, well.
I would like slowly read it out loud because my draconic isn't great, but it is there.
Sure.
So I'd say it's slow enough that everyone could get this.
Like,
I mean,
physically
everyone
follow
could
him?
hear it and follow it. However, understanding is not where I'm.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. We can
Just
figure
so
this
you
out. We
know.
can figure this out. Just gotta hit some shit real hard. Apparently,
Yeah.
you gotta punch the sun. You gotta punch some copper. It's fine. We're gonna be good.
Oh my god, that's like what I'm best at. My friends say I'm the best puncher.
Of course they do for a cop.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it yet, but all right, believe you.
You want to?
I actually start laughing. I'm like, okay,
Oh, you know what?
sure. Come
Fucking
and hit me.
challenge.
Come and hit me.
Alright. Ego is tested.
Yeah, do
Did
it.
you message that
No,
to
so there
everybody?
was.
Oh,
You,
just
nobody else can read it.
Damn.
And I read it out loud. I translated it as best I could.
But I'm not going to give it to
No,
everybody.
it's
You're
fine.
the one
It's
that
fine.
can
It's
read it.
fine. I'll just retext it.
I
So-
can message
There you
you
go,
with
there
my
you go.
mind.
I want to try something.
Sure.
So like, okay, I'm forgetting what scythes are. Are
So-
they big?
They're like
No,
what
in
you
any-
Flashy
what you cut
things?
down hay with, or like
So they're
Yes.
not big. They're thin.
they're like.
How
Death,
big are
death
these?
carries a
So-
scythe, dude.
Yes.
That kind
Oh,
of shit.
well,
Yes.
now you're speaking my
Exactly.
language.
There you
No,
go.
being an ex-goth. But anyway, so,
X.
well, you know,
Reform.
there's always bits. So like, okay, so I want to go up to the sides where they, or to the area where they came out.
I was trying to trick you to,
Okay.
to trigger them.
And I'm trying to think of how to trigger it without using myself.
Okay.
I can do that.
You can
probably,
trigger it because what I want to do.
right?
Just punch me first
So
and
is Chet
foremost.
saying this?
I love how you're like,
gonna
I'm gonna
ask-
hit
does
you.
anyone
Let
know
me
how to-
think how I'm gonna hit you.
No, I'm not necessarily trying to punch you, but I'm trying to prove that I'm a good puncher.
Okay.
So, can anybody
Oh.
trigger this thing without having to use myself to go through?
Can I use? I can probably my unseen servant. Is that
Okay.
something that would help?
So
Does it
you
have
watch.
weight?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so maybe not. Maybe I take that back. I'm gonna use Mage Hand and pick up another small rock
Okay.
to trigger these scythes.
Okay. You pick up this little small rock, this ghostly hand drifts up. And you watch it reach back and throw this pebble. Thorrig, on the other side, you feel this little tink coming off your back. You turn a little pebble.
What the hell?
Did it trigger them?
No.
That was the worst punch I've ever felt in my entire life.
That wasn't me.
You are a wuss. And I'm just going to turn around and be like, all right, I read this out loud to you guys. Just come on in and watch out.
As you turn around, you see within this 10 by 10 room, there is a door on the northern wall. There are 3 strange sculpture-like objects, these jagged things that rise nearly to the ceiling. Each one is ugly iron, with strange cuts out of it, and like these weird barbs. And all around the room, there's maybe 3 or 4 dozen candles on each wall. Weird little like slots that have been kind of put in, little plates into the wall where they all rest at different heights. But maybe, 30 on each wall.
Okay.
Slots?
Yeah, not slots. They're like little plates almost that have been pushed into the wall, and then the candles rest on the plates.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm trying to punch these scythes out when they come down.
Okay, so
I just need to fucking figure out how I can trigger it.
Just come on in. The
Using
water's
my
fine.
foot. I mean, fine. I'll just try to like pow
okay.
one of them.
So Chet puts his fists up and just walks into this. Go ahead and make a dex.
No, I'm not walking into it. I'm punching the area.
Okay.
Seeing if I can trigger it that way.
Okay,
But
that
just by
does
throwing
trigger it.
bows,
So you
you
kind
know?
of throw your hands, and as your hands pierce the dust around the blades. Shink, shink,
I'm trying
shink.
the second one just punch one of the scythes out.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say.
I'm trying to flex.
Make a dexterity
Obviously.
saving throw
Okay.
to avoid the damage. If
Okay.
you succeed, you have a chance to attack the blades.
Yeah.
18.
Make an attack roll at advantage, as these are,
Pointed out.
relatively like stationary objects that you know the path of.
All right, so that would be a fucking 27.
Roll damage on that. That fucking hits. This blade out at your fist, and you raise the other hand up and slam down on it, hammer fist style.
For an 8.
And this whole thing, you hear it as it bends down, and it like tries to keep going and kind of jams. Yeah.
I just, thanks. I know.
Be like,
Still on the other side, not gonna lie.
not bad, kid. Now make it through.
I'm gonna try again.
Okay. And you hear within, and nothing happens. And you realize because that scythe couldn't like reset anymore, you broke this trap.
When I'm walking through, I just strut right through.
Yeah, right through your shoulders, almost brushing either side of the wall. But
God knows everyone hates that. I just succeeded that. I even hate that.
You punched a trap broken.
I mean, as I would, to be honest.
Yeah.
That makes me
You
feel
disarmed it
good.
with strength, and that's totally fine.
Dungeons and Dragons. So
All right. So,
Anyway, now that that's done.
having read this out loud once again, Thorrig would have literally no clue. I'm just a translator.
something about that tickles at your memory.
I forgot it's worth
Do
to
I
text
do
it to the
a
group.
history check?
Make an intelligence check if it doesn't bring anything to your mind, Olive.
As a chef,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember much.
Sure. Yeah.
Dinner rush is a rush. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, not good. I got a 6.
You know, there's something about what was just said about the statement that sticks out to you, but it's like something just on the edge of your mind. It's on the tip of your tongue, on the tip of your brain, and it's just not coming. It's like just beyond your reach.
Damn it.
Something about doll's eyes and suns and coppers, winds. Those are all the things that are nouns in this, and that's it. That means they're referring to something here. This is a trap. I mean, Kol Taram's got plenty of them in the rat tunnels, so.
On the other side of the scythes, is this a dead end?
There is a dead end leading up to a door. So this is a 10 by 10 room, candles, candles, candles,
Right.
sculpture in the middle, and then a door on the opposite side that you entered from.
Oh, what's the sculpture? Did you already say what the
Don't
sculpture
take
Jagged.
this the wrong way. But you're awful smart for what you are.
It just feels vaguely familiar. I don't know. I'm just excited to be able to read Draconic. It's not often you get to read it.
Especially in Dominion, yeah.
Pants.
Just happened.
Remind me of your statement.
Statue.
Statue. 3 jagged, twisted iron things. I only call them sculptures because they're 3 pieces of metal that sit on the ground and go up. They're ugly and warped. And they cast, with the 2 candles flickering, they cast like a weird shadow on the ground. But weak and kind of unsubstantial. And then there's a door.
Just gonna walk up to the door.
Okay, you do so.
Like, alright, well, if no one else has got any ideas, I'm just gonna go for the obvious thing. And another trim the frame of the door, check for traps.
Make an investigation check.
Save. Ooh, 18.
There's no traps, but as you touch it, there's something lively about this door. Not that the door is alive, but almost like an electricity that goes through it. You look at Nisa first, and you turn back, and this door is stone. Perhaps magical, but not trapped.
Okay.
Nisa?
Just gonna assuming the result.
It is locked.
Figured.
Nisa goes up to these ugly iron sculptures and puts her baby little hands up there and uses does it spark wildly?
Yes. So, everybody, because you're in a 10 by 10 room, and this is in the center.
Oh, shit.
I thought it was within 5 feet. Is it within 10?
It is within 5 feet. It's a 10 by 10 room, and these sculptures spread out are in the center. So, all of you,
Sorry,
as Nisa approaches, are going to take 6 points of lightning damage. As Nisa's like, all of
Watch
you
out!
jolt.
You gotta
No.
remember.
You have 30 minutes left.
Nisa's like, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's
Okay,
fine.
so you said the structure made weird shadows.
Looking down, the shadows are kind of ugly, and they're jagged, and they touch when the flames flicker. But it's certain shadows are black, and then some shadows are kind of hard to see. This is just the edges of shadows. It's these weak lights are not really creating something stark.
Start behind. For closest. Dancers as if they reflect off dolls' eyes. Are there any dolls in this room? Just gonna look around. Are there any dolls in this room?
Nisa just kind of starts dancing a little bit. She tries to mimic the shadow movement.
And as she does, you can see the little pack on her. What kind of bag do you have? Is it a...
It's kind of wrapped around my waist, and it's that's where my flower petals and my berries are.
Yeah.
And it's behind me because I have my apron in the front with my pockets.
Yeah.
So you have a reverse fanny pack.
I do have a
as this reverse fanny pack is going
True
around,
fanny.
these little dance moves from Nisa, this little gnome, one of the little compartments gets brushed with the hand, and you see this little sunflower petal down to the ground. You don't see any doll's eyes.
What about the all right, hold on. Hey, Ken. Dirty Ken.
That's not my name, huh?
That's what they call you in Port Quinn. Not when you're around.
That's mean.
It's
I agree.
polite.
It's actually really
It's
mean.
polite. It's a form of reverence. I don't know. Whatever.
A deception check? Question mark?
May I please have another drink?
Yeah. Always eating a bed.
Okay, drinking.
Okay.
What is it?
Roll a d4, and if it's a 4, roll again.
This isn't the special ones.
Oh, this is just a regular drink.
It's the ones
This is
from
Tina. Or from Kenny.
Kenny.
So,
Yeah.
roll 100 sided die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
35.
35? A very familiar drink. You spent some time in Port Quinn, and so you've tasted Proust Pale Ale.
It's like, oh, why are you carrying this with you?
Literally the
It's
polar,
cheap.
It's
the
solid
polar
standard,
opposite.
I guess, but all right, fine, whatever. Just down.
And recently it has dropped in price to try to keep up with the various other alcohols for the first time flooding the Port Quinn market.
All right.
It's cheap.
Let out a loud belch. I'm like, yep, in and out.
Alright, everyone else is drinking.
Doll's eyes, sun, copper, the sunflowers. What are the other things you picked up?
I have berries.
Do they look like doll eyes?
She puts 2 berries up to her eyes.
You can see
Do they
these
look like
white
dolls?
berries with the little purple dots on the end.
Do they look like doll eyes?
Make a nature check.
Okay. I don't have that one memorized because
Okay.
why would I use
Nisa,
it's
you
a
can make a
4.
nature check as
Why
well
do I
as
have
you
plus
roll
4
this
as
up.
nature? I
Oh,
guess I
what
have that as a...
Nature check?
Oh, hell yeah, 17!
17.
Hell
all right.
yeah! I guess...
Plus smart. I mean, intelligence. You're smart.
I'm not intelligent.
Is
I have a...
I got an
11.
18.
An 18. So, you look at these
We both
Thorrig,
just like it clicks at the same time,
and you
like,
hold,
doll eyes,
as
sunflowers.
Nisa holds them up, and these are almost like gnome-sized eyes. These pinprick, like a little purple pupils, but to a way they look like doll's eyes. And when you hear Thorrig go, doll's eyes, another word for Baneberry is doll's eyes.
Okay.
So I have all these baneberries. What are we gonna do with them?
Where did you get them from? Why with that and the sunflower with the gaze upon the forest suns and then coppers? You got something copper. Did you take something copper from wherever the hell you got this stuff?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not.
Well, what?
Copper?
I mean, you just took sunflowers and berries. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm a
Well, don't we
forager.
just have to like? I don't even know.
All right.
I'm not
all
good at
right.
puzzles.
All right.
just like looking around, rocking back and forth.
Go punch on the door while we're doing this.
Can we go up? Well, I can't go up there. Can you go up there and put these baneberries into these iron sculptures?
Possibly. Is there one that's behind and closest to the door we entered?
Behind
Make
and
dancers
so-
as if they reflect off doll's eyes.
From the doorway that you enter, they're kind of lined up, so they're all roughly
Oh,
equal.
it's 1, 2, 3. I thought they were in a circle for some reason.
No. 1, 2, 3. No.
Okay. So start behind for closest and make dancers as if they reflect off doll's eyes.
Well, I mean, do we just need to make like a brighter shadow or a darker shadow?
You turn and you look at
hell are
Chet
dancers?
as they say this, like holding their fists up, having just punched the door. They, like turn around and you see in Chet's eyes the reflection of one of the flames burning in one of these candles, just kind of dancing in the eye.
Yeah. I'll
And my beautiful, big Goliath eyes.
No, just
Long
stand back a little
lashes.
bit, just because close and.
Needs to step back.
And he's just been like slowly like entering the room a little bit at a time.
All right. Is there a place to set these in?
These doll's eyes?
Yeah.
Not that you've seen. There are all these like little things with unlit candles on them, and so you could probably like rest them on there. There are like small barbs of iron that come out of some of these sculptures. You could like skewer them on, I guess.
But start behind for closest, so the closest statue.
Perhaps.
And
And
make
make
dancers
dancers
as
as if
if-
they reflect off doll's eyes.
Can I use prestidigitation
Mhm.
to kind of mimic shadows on the ground that I'm seeing? Does that make
Sure.
sense?
Yeah. So do you want to make other flames cast more shadow, or do you want to just make more shadows on the ground?
No, I'm just making the shadows on the ground. I'm not making the flames. I'm just like kind of trying to copy the shadows that are already there.
Okay. Chet, you look down at the ground, having seen this weird kind of like shadows before, and you see suddenly as Nisa like moves their hands, the shadows darken as you mimic what's happening, and they kind of form stronger. And Thorrig, you look down as you see two people looking down. For a second, the shadows looked almost like draconic. Almost.
Keep doing that.
Okay, well, Nisa keeps doing it because
Okay.
this is her thing.
Nisa keeps doing it, and it's almost like, okay,
These tries
these
harder.
shadows cast from these two candles is not quite enough.
Okay.
And you would imagine now, thinking about it, lighting certain candles would make the shadows move in certain ways
Okay.
to maybe form a character. And then you think about that fire dancing in Chet's eye, the reflection, and then you think about that first line. Start behind for closest and make dancers as if they reflect off doll's eyes.
Make dancers. Can Nisa use, so she like stops doing the shadows. Nisa like makes a fireball in her hands.
The shadows move on the ground. They get dark and long. And where are you standing in this room?
I'm at the edge of the doorway, far away from everybody else, because I don't want to zap them with my zappy.
In this bright light, you can see these three lines from these jagged sculptures, and it is very firmly like the beginnings of several draconic characters.
Huh.
And you get the sense that a bright light from this direction would be good.
Huh. Perfect. Can we get more?
I don't
And
know
it's
if I
like-
would
As a reminder,
do more light?
there are about 30 unlit candles on
Yeah.
each wall.
Yeah.
And are there, how many are there like before the first one, as in so that we can shine a shadow?
About 30
Oh, it's all before.
on each wall, on each, like, 10 by 10
Oh, so
wall.
30 behind.
In
too.
various places, yeah, on every wall.
I'm gonna light
Do
up
you-
the room.
All of them?
Just the ones behind.
Oh, so whoa,
Just
whoa,
ones
whoa.
behind.
Oh, see, I was gonna light
From
a
the
torch
entrance.
and just ask Kenny to blow on it to be like, 'cause she's so drunk. They're so drunk.
Ooh, love that.
That's a waste of alcohol.
And I just like hold up my hand and be like, Kenny.
Your breath, though.
Kenny,
all
I love that.
All 30 of
Kenny.
these candles to light, and the shadow just becomes one long streak.
Perfect. Can I read it?
It's just a streak of shadow.
Mother.
You feel like this is probably too much light.
Okay.
All right, I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
go around and start blowing out candles.
Just the middle ones.
How-
Leave the twos. Doll's eyes looking in just left to right. It might work.
I'm just
better.
gonna point, like, can I, this one? This one?
Yes.
That one goes
Yes.
out.
No. Yes. Yeah. No. Yes. No.
You now have 29 of them lit, 28 of them lit, 27 of them lit, here and there that's beginning to go. As you do this and you process of
And I keep
elimination,
like looking. I keep
suddenly, as you get to 12, these 3 lines are apparent.
Okay.
And you'd imagine this is probably the right number you need
Uh-huh.
on that wall.
Okay. Stop. No. No.
You see Chet's like big cheek full of air and then stop.
Okay. Now. Forest Suns. And I turn to the right. That's all I say.
Okay.
I like the forest.
You drunk, dwarf?
There's
I-
one, that's where the other candle is lit, that one flickering candle.
On the right wall?
Yep.
Get
You're
that
in
out.
good company.
Get that out of here.
It goes away. It's not a
Okay.
dark wall.
So, turning right, facing east, which is where we're facing, correct? If I were to turn right, I
You
had good
you haven't
geographical
yeah
recall.
okay yeah you say it feels east yeah.
I mean, I'll go stick my head out the door and remember where I am.
I would say you were paying attention specifically. So
Yeah.
before you went in, you looked up and you kind of got your bearings.
Yeah.
That's east.
We were coming from north or from south to the
I
north.
thought you
remember that.
said west.
West.
Sorry, SpongeBob.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
So I turn right and be like, all right, gaze upon the forest suns. All of that wall, and I point at the wall on the east side. Up in flame.
Listen,
Go.
make a intelligence check.
Oh, damn.
I love that you're a wizard that took a really low
She's,
intelligence.
yeah,
That's fantastic.
she
You have
is
higher stats than intelligence. I love
low.
it.
Alright, it's just 16.
16.
I mean, hey,
Yeah,
good
it's a
natty roll.
16. It was a good roll.
You stop and you think and you look down at your pouches and you remember there was 12 of those baneberries and there was 7 of those sunflowers. Start behind for closest and make dancers as if they reflect off Doll's eyes.
Your phone, I texted it.
Turn right and gaze upon the forest suns. You think
Forest
about
suns.
maybe the number of things that were on that archway correspond to the number of candles you need to light.
And I just say, light it up. It's got to be as bright as the sun.
No. It has to do with my sunflower petals.
Your sun. What? Okay. You know what? Fine.
Nisa's having a tough time with this one, though. I don't think it's about lighting it up. I think it has to do with my sunflower petals.
Yeah, but
And
but
Nisa,
the
you
first
remember
one,
there was 7
There were
sunflowers
7
at the
sunflower
beginning.
petals.
and there were 12, which we just lit.
Of the
12 candles.
baneberries.
So Nisa pulls out like 7 petals and she's like, yeah. I don't know what to do with these
That's
types
it.
of petals.
7.
I
Did
like-
we win?
Try 7.
So
Try lighting 7.
I light up 7. I like.
And make it like an arch, just for fun, like the sun setting, just for
Oh,
fun.
there we go. So she goes.
Nice. And you see all light in this arch, and suddenly the shadows, this other bar across the 3, and it looks as if it's becoming more and more of this character.
Just like got it.
Nisa's like
Coppers.
"What?"
How many of the copper things were there out there on the front? You got this from
I
the archway,
remember
yeah?
because I studied it.
You did. You remember there was 2 copper
There was 2.
lanterns, yeah.
So I just I turn right again because
Okay.
turn right south, see that the coppers match, and just two, just far left, far right. Try that.
And suddenly, these little accent marks seem to appear. Shadow flickering. You can guess this character is going to read open. You just need a couple more lit on the western wall. That is completely dark.
Lewis can count the winds and your passage opens.
5. What?
What was that? Is that 5?
Yeah.
It was written on the floor.
When you first walked in, there were these. You guys didn't actually see them because
Oh,
it
the
was something that you didn't
sides. 5 sides.
Yeah.
One was broken. I got cut by all of them, so can I count my scars just to make it
see.
canon?
You're like, wait,
I'd be like, wins.
there's 5 of them.
It's 5.
Yeah.
5. See? 5 scars. Do 5 on the last one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And suddenly, this character reads in Draconic, as stark as something written into stone, open. And that door in front of you
I'm just like,
swings wide.
Niso's like
On.
sweating. So, yeah,
on. Too much time. Not enough fighting. Let's go.
You step through the door. The room that you see, about 15 feet across and made of a darker ceramic tile. And suddenly, Nisa, though you are still sparking a little bit here and there, you feel pretty safe. This is not a very conductive material. On either side of the wall, about 4 inches wide, there is a dark hole in the wall. And directly across in the front, you can see this huge, almost like a vault-like door. You smell almost like a very clean, like a chlorine-like smell. And there is a low hum within this room.
Machinery. Something dangerous.
I don't feel unsafe in here.
Well,
Got my acid reflux all up in there.
try laying down and then just crawling over through. Because I point out the holes. Might be
Can I shoot like a little bit of lightning through the hole?
Nah, I'm good.
Just see what's going on in there.
Sure.
For visibility.
How are you casting lightning?
Prestidigitation.
Just like a little spark.
Yeah, just like a little, just enough to like see it for a flash.
Okay. So you make a little spark happen right in one of these holes, and you see in the instant. Make a perception check. This is a tough thing to see at that distance and in that little 4-inch
Okay.
hole
Okay.
in the dark.
I have dark vision.
You do.
Uh,
Dark vision lets you see in like a grayscale, and so your ability to like have detail and depth of your field of depth is not great.
well, I got a 12.
A 12, there's something in the hole. You see shadows, which means it's not just a flat opening. There's something in there.
Can I send my unseen servant down into that hole?
So you
to go and feel around in the hole.
Maybe not. I don't know. I'm obsessed with this.
Are you going
I
to
take
do
it
it?
back. No, I'm not going to do it.
But
I just,
Wait, sorry, can you explain the room again?
So this room, about 15 feet across.
It's been hard with the Bjork theme.
Sure.
Okay, what'd you say?
It's a 15 by 10 foot room.
Okay.
On opposite sides, on the 15-foot way, in the
Okay.
middle of the walls, there are these 4-inch wide holes.
On
Just
the
dark
sides.
holes in the ceramic
okay.
walls. Yep.
Okay.
The floor is ceramic. The ceiling is ceramic. The door is stone.
At the end.
Yep. You smell
Have to pass
chlorine.
these holes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You smell chlorine, perhaps, some kind of like a really weird astringent smell, and then you hear like a low hum.
All right.
Is
I
there any-
automatically think something could happen where this turns into a pool of death.
You guys just see Chet kind of like nodding.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
But you,
Pool of death, man.
huh. Why don't you go in first?
You guys are
You were so
some
good at the
fucked
last
up
trap.
people. I mean, I know I am, but well,
So
something special.
Well, that freaked me out, but I can't say no because of my ego.
Yeah, I'm goading you on. Let's do this.
All right. Yeah.
Go open the
I'll
door. Go open the door.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll do that. Yeah. Just give me a second and okay. Okay.
Why don't you just leap
I
across
think
and
I'm
just
just
drop
gonna-
kick it?
I'm gonna take out one of the barrels.
Okay. So you take out one of them.
Don't
Roll a
let 'em see us
d4.
sweat,
Roll a
yeah.
d4.
3.
3. Okay,
Right?
hang on. I gotta look some
And, like,
what's
kill.
left.
Yeah. Not that I'm that drunk, but it's so light.
Yeah.
Shoom! You take out this cork, and as you sniff, there's like a barnyard kind of smell. And you take a sip. It's like a red liquid, and so you expect maybe like something sour or something like fruity.
Port
It's-
Quinn
It's
my
a
favorite sports drink.
Oh yeah, of course. It's like a wheat. It's a wheat beer, but it's had like flower petals perhaps added to give it like these floral notes over banana. It's not great. It's so far the
I
least
have
offensive.
to assume that being 18 and being a partier, I
Yeah.
don't drink great beer. So
Oh,
I'm
it's the
sure
best
this
beer
is
you've
pretty
ever
dope.
had, for sure.
Yeah. This is above all.
Compared to Proust Pale, which is what you've grown up with,
Yeah.
it was the only beer sold in Port Quinn for your entire life up until about a
Hell
month
yeah,
and a
the
half
best
ago.
beer in the world, Yellow Moon.
Yeah, this is it has a name, but that's what you drink. And as you kind of polish it off and wipe it away from your lips, suddenly you kind of blink and look around. You can see everything as if you have perfect vision. For the next
Stop!
for the next hour, you have dark vision.
Yay.
Nisa, you have about 10 minutes left on your electricity,
That means I have 40 minutes left on my fire. Bro.
something like that. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna approach the door by just like steps.
Okay.
Is that detecting traps?
You kind of tap onto the ceramic. Make an investigation check as you now look for things on the wall, presumably.
Nice charge there, hero.
14.
14. You tap the wall.
Oh, I just
kind of
don't want to get
scanning.
cut up like you did.
And for what it's worth, you
Better
don't.
him than you.
When getting gestures, it's to nobody. It's like to the sides and
You're
nobody's
just like-
standing there.
Listen, hero.
And you just, Chet like turns you to face the right person. You touch everything. It's very smooth ceramic. It's a little warmer to the touch than you would expect. Not like overly so. It's not hot. A little warmer than room temperature. But you don't find any traps.
Do I make it to the door?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you just walk across.
All right, I'm gonna turn around and be like, got her.
It took like a full minute to get the 15 feet, but it got there.
So,
All right, so what's up with this door? I'm gonna check it out.
So
Now that
look
I can
at this
see with
door.
all this dark vision, I'm like,
Sure. This door is stone, but you can see that there are elements of like mechanisms around the middle. There is no lock, but you see something that probably pulls it open when activated. Not really sure what that might be.
I'll yell it across down the hall.
So Nisa is like, Sparky over here. So Nisa goes up and like tries to like. Is there like a keyhole or like metal, anything that I can reach up and
So
like,
Nisa,
try to touch?
as you walk into this room,
Oh, shit.
those two holes on either side, both because this is a 10-foot wide, 15-foot space, within 5 feet of you, you are going to take.
and Chet?
Chet is all the way on the other end of the room.
Okay.
Within 5 feet, it would be... No, so you are standing 5 feet from each of these two metal objects that are within these holes.
Oh.
Nobody else is. So you are taking 6 points of
Oh,
lightning
jeez.
damage
Oh!
as you step in and... But as this happens... Give me 1 second here.
But nothing happened to me?
No, and...
You're
Okay.
far
One
enough
second
away, I
here.
guess.
No, but I walked by them
Yeah,
and
but
nothing
you're not
happened.
sparking.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Give me a sec, because I messed up my notes. And as that happens, you all watch as this single bolt of electricity goes from one hole through Nisa's sparking body, through and out into the other hole, and the door in front of you, as you knock on it, open.
Oh!
Oh my
Like
god!
falls to her knees, like,
Yeah.
So this is good news. Wow.
You'd imagine
This
there may
was
have
a
been
twist.
an easier way to do that, but that worked out fine.
Wow.
And like
Nice
as
one,
you're
kid.
gasping
Nice
on the
one,
ground,
kid.
the smoke off you, the very last spark, and you feel as if this is now over.
good.
Okay.
got about 30 minutes left on your fire breath.
Okay.
Got that?
Onward, forward, etc., etc. Let's get this. Please, let's before the end of the day. Yeah.
And as you walk out, you can see there is daylight on the other side of this door.
Wow.
You step out and into the kind of like dirt, the grass and the dirt.
It's a weird building we just went through. It seemed to serve little purpose other than to hurt us.
Traps.
And then you remember, Alistair had said something about Song's House of Pain.
Uh-huh.
This was
Does it
very
sound
much a
changed?
House
Yeah,
of
I mean,
Pain.
sure.
You emerge outside and into what is maybe like 15 feet, and then that row of ironwoods, another wall. There is space down behind you, so to the south. If you were to go out the structure, around the exterior wall and to the left, there's like a space that way. And then there's a very narrow 5-foot gap that leads to a larger space beyond. There is a decent amount of blood stretched out from there.
Do these footprints start up again?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
There are only 2, and they are quite large.
I just turn around and look at the building. I'm just like, is there a way this thing can, like... Did they just put this building here? How the fuck did it get here?
Make a flat intelligence check.
Yeah. 6.
Maybe there is native travertine here. You have no idea. It's weird because you've never heard of it.
How did this big thing get through this thing that we just went through, and it's big enough that it couldn't fit through the door? I don't know, whatever.
I mean, it's an 8-foot tall door. It's like 5 feet wide.
8 foot tall, so just a little taller than me.
Yeah, you can walk through like shoulders
It's
squared.
one of those things where like you're walking in the clearances, you're not sure, so you kind of duck anyways, but you could have walked through straight forward.
Yeah, it would have been close. Your mohawk would have like.
Well, while it's standing up from the static
Yes.
electricity. All right, big thing's still here. Everyone, be careful. Something big. Just saying.
You mean aside
Clearly.
from me?
Wait, what's
I
immediately
think,
in front of us?
Just about 15 feet,
Bigger
and then
than
a
you,
row of
Furby.
ironwood, like a
No,
line. So
no.
this is probably another wall of this labyrinth.
Okay.
Any
To the
exits
left
from this
there.
plaza?
Yeah, so to the left, it goes back around the building.
Okay.
And then there's another exit, only 5 feet wide, where the blood is coming from. And then beyond, you would need to get closer to like see around because it's a corner.
Can I send an unseen servant through that little 5-foot wide opening?
You absolutely can.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Now, unseen servant.
Me as well.
Okay, so
Me as well.
just for reference, here, I don't have a map for you guys, but so Thorrig, we have just right next to you. This is so he says back here. He goes back here. So this goes. I should have found like a marker. I didn't think about this. These great coasters. My boss got me for Christmas.
These are great.
It was like roughly 15 feet in this direction, and then kind of goes 15 feet around. The building is behind you, and kind of ends right about here, and then wraps this way.
Okay.
The 5-foot entrance is right here, and this kind of forms like a, let's see here, like a 5-foot passage going this way. You can't really see beyond there.
Where was the...
What was that?
That was me.
Oh,
Bye.
You guys!
Goodbye, everybody.
Oh.
Hi.
that's why I didn't want it there.
Hale's tail.
Nails.
Yeah.
So give me a sec to reset this up. But
I hope no one got
that is
weird
what's-
motion sickness.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. I'm gonna set it up a little differently just so that doesn't happen again.
Hi.
Perfect.
Lovely.
Nailed the ale's tail.
Yeah.
So you say to this side,
I'm
that's the
sending-
5-foot gap.
Yep.
Then there's to our, you said right or left is the
left.
wraparound.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the wraparound.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna send the unseen servant who looks like a
Invisible?
it's not quite invisible, it's like a little dark shadow, but do you guys know No Face from Spirited Away? It's got like a little No Face like mask and it like trots around like Totoro. And it's like like boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop,
Yeah.
around this little,
So
around the 5 foot
when you see you
opening.
like reach into a small shadowy corner between the trees and you pull out a shadow and suddenly this like figure appears like arched back and this strange kind of circular face, almost like featureless but just barely. You can see differences in the shadow. And it just kind of moves up to the corner. Now, can you see what it sees? Can it tell you what it sees? What are you trying to do with this thing?
I'm trying to see what's around the corner, so its eyes are my eyes.
Okay, so you close your eyes, and as it walks, it gets to the edge of the corner. You see blood on the ground, and as it rounds the corner, there's more, and you see a body like torn in half and kind of slumped over. There's broken casks everywhere. And as it turns, you see this large creature, maybe 10 feet tall, though it is currently sitting, green skin. In fact,
Oh.
Oh!
You got the mini.
The creature comes out.
I gotcha.
Ooh, ugly!
Is it? Yeah?
so that space is 20 feet deep and 15 feet wide. So a little further back. And then, yeah, perfect. Right about there. The unseen servant's there. This huge thing has one of these full-sized kegs and is holding it. And you see like liquid coming all down its body and it just running down, splashing. There are corpses everywhere. You can see elements of gold coins in the ground. There's a big bag that has been torn open, and you see lots of gold that has spilled across. But it looks as if it's been thrown against the side, like it wasn't something that was wanted. But you see now, like, takes this thing out, and just kind of like slumps back a little bit, like kind of hanging out. What do you want to do?
We all see this, or
No.
you just see this?
Well, I sent
Okay.
my unseen
Gotcha.
servant, and I open my eye bag, I'm like, guys! Whoa. Like, wait, that's not her voice. She goes, guys!
Gosh, you will not believe.
No.
It's
Can't
infection.
swear it off.
Yeah,
I told you so.
Hey, yo, guys!
Like all the diseases I
not
got.
speak like that.
I'm dropping my fake accent. I'm a gnome.
Yeah. I'm also an actor.
What's funny is all of our voices sound like that except for yours. Like,
whoa.
like I can't act it out, but
We
that is
accidentally
the
all
voice
made
of
what
Chet.
we thought would be appropriate. Yeah.
She's like, guys, there's this big guy over there. Drunk as Kenny. Drunk as Kenny.
I am perfectly sober.
I think he's gonna hurt us. But that's what's around the corner. And that's
What else is there? Is there anything else important?
Oh, there's gold everywhere.
Oh, well,
there's also
you had something to say.
What? There's tons of bodies. Tons of blood. Tons of
And
bodies.
so Nisa's eyes still closed. You're still looking through this unseen servant. As you go, wait! You suddenly see this green creature.
Guys, I think I blocked out.
Kind of like stands up. And you can suddenly, all of you hear
I
this.
just kind of like with the axe and start
How many-
smiling.
How many more?
Ain't stealing it
do
if
we have?
nobody
3?
using it.
Hang on one second.
Get in there.
You currently have.
You
Yeah,
said
No,
it
you
was
made me
drunk.
roll
It must have
4
been drinking.
last
That's
time
what
for
we're
the
there was
after.
3 left last time.
No, there was 4 left. You made me roll.
Kenny has
4.
1. Because there's no D3, so I did D4. You would roll again
Oh,
on the 4.
duh. All
There's
right.
You have 2 left. One is
Alright.
marked SHX, and the other one is marked BBA.
All right, I'm taking them both out.
Okay?
What else do we have in this thing? We have like a bunch of whistles.
You have
There's
2
whistles,
disguise
there's-
kits, 1 forger
disguise
kit,
kits.
10
Yeah,
arrows,
'cause
1
that's a-
longbow, a duck collar, a goose collar, a moose collar, and 60 feet of rope.
All right, I'm gonna pop both the caskets open
Okay.
because like something big's happening, and like that last one worked out pretty well for me.
Yeah,
and like
absolutely.
even I mean sucked for the rest of us, but that's
I
pretty
kept getting
dope.
hurt. Like, I am like,
So
like limping.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna be I'm just
Edward 40 hands.
Yep.
trying them both.
Okay. You take a long pull of the first one. This one marked BBA. It's a crisp ale, lemon lime up front with a strawberry finish, very artificial strawberry. And suddenly you kind of look around, and for all of you, there's something about Chet that even for Chet, a little more swagger. You have advantage on charisma checks and saves for 1 minute.
Oh, that's the last
And as you drink the other one is a stout of decent quality. Of all of these, the best. Malty, hints of coffee, smooth, and fairly balanced. And suddenly, you feel this kind of surge. And with this swagger, there is an energy. The next attack that you deal is considered magical and will deal 2 extra dice worth of damage.
Oh.
So that helmet that does d6 will do 3d6 damage. Chet is glowing.
All right, I'm feeling myself.
Chet
right
is
now.
shedding 5 feet of bright light and then 5 more feet of dim light.
Literally glowing.
All right. I am.
Charge on in there, big boy.
Myself.
Take
I'm
him off
feeling
guard.
Like I've got a good idea.
Can't you bring it down like a notch?
Give me
5.
Give me a second.
You're giving me a migraine.
So, do we see the creature coming?
You're about to. You can hear like the.
Get a charge on
It's
it.
a giant.
Just charge it.
I'm gonna feel. I feel like it's gonna.
Charge it, bro.
I'm gonna use. Wait, how long does it take to use a disguise kit?
It's just more than like something approaching you right
It
now.
really depends on how. So I mean, if you want to try to use it, you certainly can.
It's like
just
all
kind
of the
like
goddamn
going
combat to do it.
I'm going for like Wolf Hunter cheerleader, and I'm gonna try to woo this giant.
So
'Cause
suddenly,
I'm feeling myself.
you watch.
Psychic damage.
No,
the
Chet
rest
would
of
be
us.
like, I do make a hot
Confusion, psychic
woman.
damage.
I could do this.
Roll 20-sided dice.
15.
You want fruit cup?
Suddenly, you see in this moment, you see a
Go in
big
the bag and
sandaled, vaguely green foot like onto the out of the steps to where the blood is streaked along the floor, and the floor like underneath all the ice cracking. All of a sudden, Chet, in this moment, you reach down, yank out this like bushy blonde wig,
The curls and all
right
or
down
something.
on
Yeah.
your mohawk's still in the back, like sticking out a little bit, but you straighten your back up, and around the corner strides out a giant ogre. It is not a giant. Technically, and actually, Chet would know this. This is ogrekin. This is something that's part of the ordning, which Goliaths are part of. And so you instinctively feel as if this individual is below you on the social order that giants and all giantkin are on. You instinctively feel better than this individual.
On top of
doesn't
already.
take much. Doesn't take much.
However, because he sees all of you, I now need everybody to roll initiative.
Perfect.
Appropriate.
Oh. Well, not that my 120's on initiative.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm trying to woo him, so I want to go first. Hey, big boy.
Let's get some. What does Prometheus sound like? No.
Not fighty.
That's not fighty. We're gonna do.
Gentle. I mean, it's for wooing, I guess.
The first round is that one.
Yeah.
Up until somebody gets hit real hard.
Yeesh.
We're gonna go with like. I feel like Asgard is good. What is this?
Unless it's place. It's yeah.
Let me just go to.
They have categories by fighting? By like aggro?
So if I had like time
Okay.
to set this all up, for sure, I could have had all kinds of things. But what I can do instead is
Fight.
I do
Fight.
have fight
Woo,
music somewhere.
Woo, 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 woo.
I can put jazz on. Where's Escape Hell? I know that's one.
Escape hell is for wooing.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, that means a lot of things right there.
Yeah.
All right. So anybody natural 20 for initiative? Oh, Chet is fucking feeling it.
Yeah, Chet is so
for real.
real right now.
Chet just went Super
Chet's on top
Saiyan.
of the world.
Yeah, Chet literally went
Literally
Super
went Super
Saiyan.
Saiyan,
Blonde.
blonde,
Yeah. You see suddenly the eyes bright blue. Okay, natural 20 for Chet. Fantastic. Chet, anybody 25 to 20?
23.
23 for Kenny. 20 to 15?
17.
17 for Thorrig. Nisa, where are you sitting?
I got a 4.
Nisa is last.
Nisa did, she's not great.
So, as this creature, like, and kind of stumbles and catches himself, looks at all of you bleary-eyed. What? And just kind of starts, like, throwing up on the ground.
Oh.
Points up and begins to run forward. But we're going to start with Chet. Kenny, you're on deck.
Alright, because I'm feeling myself, I'm a little buzzed, and I've got a sexy wig on. In giant, I'm just going to be like, hey, big boy, want to share a drink with me?
Make a deception check.
Will she do it?
You say he's at disadvantage because he's wasted.
All right, that ain't bad. But so it would be. That's
This-
a dirty 20.
And you rolled that advantage?
No.
Deception is charisma based.
Oh yeah.
You are glowing with your charisma.
We'll stick with the dirty 20.
Okay. With the dirty 20, you say this, and it's just enough. You see him begin to break stride. We'll see what happens on his turn. Chet, that is your action. Are you moving anywhere?
If he's like coming close, I'm like backing up a little bit. Like I'm keeping some distance as
backing
much
up?
as I can.
You're the biggest one of them
Oh
all.
no, that's true. No,
The
you're
fuck,
right.
you're not a rogue.
right.
You're not Morrowind.
And I'm feeling myself.
Yeah.
I will stay put.
So right now you're here.
If I'm, then I'll step just to be one step in front, or right?
Yes.
That
No
makes
problem.
sense.
You stand right in front of Thorrig. That is your turn, Kenny.
Straight
What
In a
would-
pose.
Play to
Kenny,
your strength.
you watch as your Goliath companion in one quick move all of a sudden is blonde, and then, hey big boy, and as this creature charges you. What would you like to do?
I feel like we're touching on some really deep-seated issues.
You have no idea.
I would like to linger behind.
Okay.
Move
and
yourself.
Hold my action for when it
That's
gets
me.
range.
I'm Gunter.
I know it's confusing because
Yeah.
Everybody's different. Okay, so you're going to hold your action to when it comes in range? Yes. Fantastic. That is Kenny Thorrig. You see this large, blonde-clad Goliath step in front of you.
Is it obvious enough that it's an effective distraction? Is there any reaction from their face?
The beginnings of confusion mixed into rage.
Okay.
Hard to tell.
Perfect. I'm gonna dodge roll to the side, trying to not draw attention. Just sort of like down skitter to the side.
Okay, move yourself over to where you want to be.
Okay. I mean,
Or
it
if
would
somebody
just be.
wants to... I got you.
I'm just gonna get into like rough sort of flanking in the corner over there.
In the corner?
Yeah. No rage yet. Prepare to.
So you're just waiting to see
action.
how this plan plays
Yeah,
out.
exactly. Hopefully,
'Cause
like
it's gonna be great.
Hopefully, as I'm moving, it's not like I drew attention by doing that. I would be like focusing all my effort to not do that in my motion.
As you move, his eyes do not follow
Perfect.
you. They're
Perfect.
glued on Chet.
Perfect. And I pull out.
Don't blame
I pull
him.
out the axe and I start just like the inherent deep breaths of preparing to rage, but not yet.
Okay, fair enough. It is this ogre's turn, and then Nisa, you're after that.
Okay.
So this ogre charges up to Chet. And you see the confusion halfway through. He's fucking wasted. He has been drinking these stolen beers
Maybe
for
I look wicked cute.
for at least 2 days. This is a bender. This is like Gunter style bender. And so he squints and kind of stumbles. Make an athletics check.
Just a check, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you said. Natural 20, motherfucker.
He goes to tackle you to the ground, and in this moment, you like stand firm. You lower your center of gravity as you do in spikeball every weekend, and you just like collide with him.
the man
For a moment, there's this
as a woman.
second where everything stops, and then there is this like this shattering, almost collision. For both of you, your feet like slide backwards as you like press down into it, and there is no movement. That is his movement. He's gonna kind of rebound from that now and just look at you, and he's gonna hit you once because
Aw, damn.
that is
I thought he
definitely
was gonna have a crush on you. I was hoping for that.
if you
Strong woman.
if you managed to tackle you, it might have worked. I think he's a little less convinced now.
Yeah.
Okay, that is gonna be a 27 to hit.
Yeah, sure does.
Yeah, I bet. And that is going to be, where's my other D8? There's going to be 13 points of bludgeoning damage as one fist hits you. He swings again. That is going to be just a 18.
Yeah, that does.
Fantastic. That is going to be for 16 points of bludgeoning
All right,
damage as
I'm
he
going
gets.
to use Stone's Endurance to roll
Nice.
a d12 to
Yeah.
knock off some of that shit. It's for, let's see, 7 plus my con, 4. Alright, so that knocks off 13.
So just negating like.
So he goes to hit you, and he hits you right in the chest, and there's this boom that just echoes in the space. Little bits of snow fall around your wig, slide slightly to the side, but it barely hurts you. And you can see just... and he's like getting more angry. And at the very end of his turn, he gets furious. And Thorrig, for you, you see a very familiar look in his eyes as he rages.
Oh, he's
Oh, no.
He's raging.
That is his turn, however. Nisa, you see a furious ogre in front of a stunning Chet. What would you like to do?
So,
This is where you burn your
Or
big
check,
shit. This
check.
is where you burn your big shit.
well, I wish I had, like, big shit that was useful in combat, but I don't have any because I'm a chef. So I, like, have things that are useful, like starting fires and keeping things cold for a little bit.
Start a fire on him.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I have Ray of Frost, so I'm gonna try to
Hit him with
hit
it.
him with cold damage, but also make it so he moves slower. So
Sure.
I'm gonna aim my Ray of Frost at him.
All right. So that is a attack roll.
17.
17 just hits.
Okay. And 8.
It doesn't.
Oh shoot.
8 damage.
8 damage? Nice. All right.
That makes sense.
Not good for nothing.
So you watch, you kind of like pull your hand up in this ray across. You see ice form up the leg and the torso. And like as he goes to swing and hit Chet, like it freezes up the hand. And so it's just kind of ding, and you see the stone endurance and everything kind of work together, barely hurting Chet. Chet just kind of, the shoulder just, and no other movement. Anything else?
I'm gonna use my movement to. Are there like trees or bushes, or can I duck behind something? Can I run away?
So
from this
right behind
situation?
you, there is the building that you just came from. So yeah, you
Okay.
could just go back into that building,
Yeah, I
the
go back
ceramic
into the
room.
building and like yeet.
Okay, so you duck we can go 15 feet back or what?
Yeah, into the building, like maybe like.
15. So you're midway through this room with the ozone smell. That is your turn. That brings us to the top of the round. Chet, what would you like to do? This ogre now, like a streak of frozen ice crystals across the torso, like right in front of you. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna strike him.
Okay, yeah. Make your attack roll.
Okay, sorry. This was fun.
Yeah, you got it.
That's our 13.
13 misses, unfortunately.
Sick.
You hit him, and you hit him right in the chest, and this time it's his turn, and you just boom, nothing.
All right, I'm gonna spend 1 key point to disengage,
Okay.
and I'm going to wait. Hold on. Sorry, I need where's my keys? Oh. And I'm going to run to the. I can do 40, so I'm going to run to the opposite side of Thorrig, but just a little further. Are these
Okay.
5?
Yep.
Assumed? Okay.
And so as you run, suddenly you're aware of, and you look down, there's gold across this blood-strewn ground. There are bodies, there are broken kegs. You can see this large ripped sack. There's maybe a stone, like a sword stuck in a rock over in the corner. And on all of this, you kind of turn around, you see this giant, or this ogre.
Wait, I would like to do one more thing, if allowed. Can I quickly toss the wig?
No, you're.
It's like
Super
almost
Saiyan
off, so
then.
as you run, it just kind
No,
of
but you
falls
gotta,
off.
I mean, like, fucking go off queen, toss the wig, you know?
Oh, I see. Yeah, sure. As you go around, just toss the wig. And the mohawk
Yeah.
from the
And
air.
it's slow motion of just like,
Hair and then hair.
And as you move forward, that is where you end up. Fantastic. Chet, that is your turn.
Sure is.
Kenny, what would you like to do? So you see Chet kind of like run up and miss this punch, and then as he lunges for you, you kind of stiff arm him in the face, spike ball style, and just like guide him past you as you run by.
But with a...
Yeah, with the little flourish
It's
with the
important.
other hand.
One arm,
Stiff arm.
One arm stiff and then wig on the other one. Yeah, exactly.
Kenny.
Going to follow Chet and hit him on the way by.
Okay.
Hit Chet on the way by?
No.
Just kidding. Of course not. Well, maybe. But I
Are you
hope
going
not.
past Chet?
No,
Chet's right
40.
So going to
I feel like
hit him on
diagonally
the
be
way
the
by,
shortest path,
and then
right?
Diagonals
continue-
are 10.
Yeah, but 5, 10, 15, 20,
and
25, 30,
continue
30, 40.
following with Chet.
I see what you're saying.
40 put just before the entrance, basically.
Yeah. So go ahead and make your attack rolls. You run by.
It's 4 because I'm going to be doing 4.
I'm gonna do this just so that everyone can see.
Okay, so natural 20.
We're fighting.
Roll damage for that double on the dice.
Oh, sorry, I just left you
Oh,
so far behind.
Max. She's back. She's over here. I swear she's playing.
17.
17.
Wow!
17.
Well, she's
Kapow!
double max. She...
A
Yeah,
crit
it's a
on
crit
max?
on a max
Jeez,
damage,
dude.
yeah.
Wow.
Or Kenny, they. I see she
25.
What was it last time? He or she?
25, that hits. Yeah, roll damage.
Fair.
They.
They isn't a fun game to play.
9.
Even.
Okay.
16.
16 just misses. So the first couple of hits, you like stagger over to this guy. You look at him and like you have to kind of like block out one of them. And there's a second where you're like, yeah, and you just hit one of them and it happens to be the right one. You hit him like kind of soft. And it's enough to kind of like get him a little bit confused. And as he turns his face, you get him like right in the eye with the second one. And because he pulls back, you kind of like swing at air.
And 18 for the last one.
18 just hits.
For 7.
Okay, so he squints at the eye and kind of like looks up, and you hit him right in the other eye, and he's just like, ugh. That is,
And then because I flurry of blows, I have disengage and an additional 10 feet of movement.
yes. And so as you do that, the last flurry of blows, you hit him, and you just fall, and you kind of roll over a couple times, and like get to your feet and almost stagger away. Nobody can hit you because not even you know where you're going to go.
So
Fantastic.
10 more feet means deer?
Yeah, so you come up right in front of Chet.
Let's choose either
That is your turn, Kenny. Thorrig, what would you like to do?
Rage.
Okay.
Just like, nope.
There it
Yep.
is.
one.
Nope.
Have to choose either for the-
You take that and you can hear like the hands crack around. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, when I enter a rage, my ancestral guard
Yeah.
or ancestral protectors, which is all of my gray-haired ancestors.
Okay.
All of them, of
Yeah.
any age upon their death, all of them are just like gray hair, from like the kid that died of famine to like the grandma who died of old age.
Yeah.
All of them gray hair, and they're all just like swirling around as I just like tighten my grip and lunge myself at this.
So
ogre.
as Thorrig yells, you suddenly see the shadows grow long in this space. And where the darkness kind of goes around, though the sun is almost directly overhead, you can see these wisps and these turns. And here and there are faces and limbs. You see elderly people, all of them with this like gray hair. So you charge forwards.
Yep.
Okay.
And do a reckless attack.
Oh, I can. Joe, I can do that next time. You don't
Thank
have to get up.
So reckless
Just let me know.
attack
Appreciate it.
on the first attack
Everything's so
on my
far away
turn.
today. What?
Reckless attack on my first attack on my
Fantastic.
turn allows me to gain advantage. Also
They get
advantage,
advantage
against,
against
me,
you,
but thank goodness I did that. Thank goodness I did that. That's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, all right. Damage plus rage damage. Oh, boo. I did it. So that's 7 slashing damage.
Okay.
And if it targets anyone other than me, they have disadvantage attacking.
Okay.
And if they hit, they have whoever they hit has resistance to that damage. So if
Okay.
anyone else gets hit, basically, I'm the only possible target for this thing right now that does like regular damage, but
Sure.
not even because I'm raging, so it's also half damage.
Depending on what it is.
Yeah, second damage, or second hit rather, which is damage because that's 24
Yeah, that
Yeah,
hits.
it's higher. It's higher.
Not a natural, but above 20.
Yeah, above 20 definitely is.
For 7 more slashing damage. So I just basically kind of like grip the axe and I start running at the last second. I just start spinning and just do like a 1-2 like whirlwind kind of spin.
In your mind, it's very much just that, and you can see this dwarf go through, and it's on top of death. This huge axe, almost heavier, and creating this centrifugal force that like makes you accelerate as you go.
And as I'm doing it, I'm also spinning around him too. So like all the movement is just like, so it was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then, well, I guess 35 wouldn't be able to hit. So 35 and then that's not leaving the range, right? Because he's large.
That would be leaving the range.
Okay, well then I'll stay back here.
Yeah. So there is just this swirling dwarf, like yelling and turning. It's this whirlwind of death. And in this theatrical moment, there'd be a brief pause where you see the shadows all separate. Oh,
It would have been all attacks. It's just during the first attack of my turn.
yeah,
So then, just for the sake of maybe crit.
sure.
No.
Okay. As you do this, and there's a cinematic moment, you can see the shadows suddenly separate. And with the swinging blade, there are 3 of these different figures, all vaguely similar to Thorrig, that all hit at once, and then they kind of backed into place. But you deal that
They're
damage.
just kind of like all surrounding him now, though, just like bothering him. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I imagine it being. Is they're all just like fake swinging at him and just like trying to obnoxiously distract him.
Part of it is that, but part of it is they do become real. They're an extension of you, this ancestral line that goes back, and so they are capable of dealing damage. As you develop along the path, it becomes more and more clear why. But yeah, absolutely. That is your turn?
Yeah, that was
All
bonus. That was action. That was movement. And obviously not off turn, so no reaction.
This guy's not very smart, and so he's got to turn.
You want me to turn him?
Yeah, and Chet, because you deceived him so, he's furious. He kind of like he's wiping away these like pain tears because he got poked in the eye, and he's just gonna charge at you, which provokes an attack of opportunity from Thorrig.
Doing it. I mean, 18 plus. That's even higher
Yep,
than
that hits.
Yeah, whatever. Good. 4. Hell yeah. That's 16 slashing damage.
Okay, nice.
Fuck him up.
Yeah.
Okay, so he keeps going. He gets over to where you are, this kind of like drunken human, this dirty Kenny, and kind of stumbles up, and he's going to attempt. He's going to attempt to grab you. So go ahead and make an athletics check.
That's not an attack. Damn.
Oh. Yeah, no way.
21.
30. Almost couldn't roll higher. So all of a sudden, the whole hand wraps around like your arm and torso, basically. Can't close all the way around. You feel you lifted from the ground, and he's going to yeet you. That is going to be...
I don't like that.
I
It's
can
not
only
you.
eat my friends.
You'd be
Me, well,
yoked.
Lisa's watching
You'd
like
be
in
yoked so
horror.
hard.
He's going to throw you at Thorrig.
Can I use my reaction to grapple him back?
To like hold on to not be thrown.
As he's throwing you, you can certainly try.
Holy shit!
So
yeah.
you go,
You're like,
and
nope.
You're a drunken master. So yeah, for sure. He picks you up and like
It's just a
he
hug
tries
for
to
you.
just throw you.
It's
And
just
this
natural
is
20.
Octopus's arm. Octopus's arm.
so
I love the drunk flailing Kenny just like grabbing it with like on like one finger hold.
it's even better than that. So with a natural 20, he goes, he grabs you, lifts you from the ground, and he throws you. And as he throws you, you grab onto the pinky and like hoist yourself. And instead of going backwards, you go up. And so you rise up about 15 feet into the air. This like drunken human.
It's like
you
into the
don't know where
canopy.
you
There's
go.
like some branches.
This is like the camera looking down. You're like waving, not really like sure what you're doing, and you like
Kenny's having PTSD.
your head
the whole time.
your head turns your body around, so suddenly you're like turning back around, and all of your momentum completely by accident. Go ahead and make an attack roll. It's a natural 20. 19. Go ahead and roll damage on that because that hits.
7.
As you flip all the way around, you just kick him in the face as you go down. You land on your back and it hurts. You like peel yourself off. How much damage was that?
7.
7, nice. But yeah, like tries to throw you, fails, stumbles forwards, but gets to you, Kenny, and is going to unload the 3 other attacks against you.
Kenny? Chet?
Sorry, Chet.
So is Kenny now on the other side? Is this a fair assumption that like tried to chuck?
I'm going to say,
one up in the air
Kenny,
and
you
then
can
landed
land
there?
any square that is within 5 feet but not touching it. So, like the row outside. Perfect.
So I do have a question.
Sure.
So, had the ogre thrown Kenny at me
Yep.
because I can catch size bigger,
Yep.
would it have been a missile?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a projectile.
1,000%.
You could have caught the missile Kenny.
Yes.
Damn, and
You
eating Kenny back.
absolutely.
Oh my god.
That 1,000% could
Sports.
have
Like
happened.
shot put, like grab it and
Sports.
just spinning.
It's a hammer throw.
Too bad.
We
Yeah.
could have had such a wonderful
Oh,
time.
Yeah.
I have
can you
that same
imagine?
thing too, like,
So this
Make it
first,
happen.
yeah,
All right.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna be 3 attacks. That it's gonna take
Disadvantage.
against.
All at disadvantage.
Yes,
And all with resistance too if you get hit.
it does not know this. So
Yeah.
first one is going to be a 16 to hit.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a miss.
No, that's a hit.
That's a hit. Okay, so you
You
have
have
resistance to
resistance.
this.
Thanks to my ancestral guardians that are swarming it still.
Yeah, but I'm
just
hurt.
like, look at my gray hair. Fuck you.
I'm hurting though.
You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage, halved
Okay.
to 5.
Okay.
And then he's going to take his next attack against you. That is going to be even better. That is a 24.
At disadvantage?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yikes.
The 2 rolls were almost exactly the same. You are going to take 11 points of damage again, half to 5. And then the third attack of the 4 is going to be... I rolled 3 dice. Why am I doing that? That is going to be 23. And
Low.
you're going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, half to 3. Rolled garbage on all of those. But that is going to be all of his attacks, just again and again unloading into
Oh,
this.
that's it.
This yeah.
Fine. That feels great.
Chet's still up though?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So yeah, this ogre unloads into you after your wig
Technically.
falls off, wasn't able to tackle you, furious. And to add all of that onto injury, in its view, you're below it on the social circle. So this is like a very big
Alpha
collision
male
of
thing.
heads.
I
Yeah,
feel
for
it.
sure. That is the ogre's turn. Nisa, what would you like to do?
So I wanna. Is the ogre within 25 feet of me, or?
Probably
Not
move with
currently,
them.
but if you go back to the doorway and then 5 feet out, yes, we'll be within 25
All right,
feet.
so I'm gonna move within 25 feet of
So
this
the
guy.
square
more.
diagonally behind Tina's character. Yeah, right behind Kenny.
But is Kenny in my way if I cast Ray of Frost?
I mean, no, you can like kind of lean around and cast it.
Alright, so I'm gonna like bend around Kenny and cast Ray of Frost.
Okay. You're a gnome, and so you're almost like laying on the ground to do it. But yeah, you give it a shot. Roll your attack.
Okay.
Kenny's like swaying over you.
One just goes between your elbow, like.
I got a 10.
That is going to be a miss. And so, Kenny, you do have to like wobble out of the way as this beam right by your face.
Toots, get the handle on your magic.
You're like, you have a drink in your hand, right?
Yes.
You pull it down, nice and frosted on the bottom. Now.
Well, maybe a little higher
Oh,
next
maybe you
time.
could keep doing that. That's a good thing.
Anything else, Nisa?
What?
Anything else?
No, that's it for Nisa.
Alright.
I have something coming up, but
Okay,
it's gonna
that
take
is-
a few seconds to prep this.
Okay, that is going to be your turn. That brings us to the top of the round. Chet.
All right. I'm fucking unarmed strike in the so.
Get the
I hope
double
it's okay.
dice or
Yes,
3
the
dice.
3 dice on this one.
Okay.
This is the first attack with it, yeah.
So, just fucking hope it lands. It will for 24.
24. 24 hits, yeah. I was really hoping for a crit there because that would have been really great.
Yeah, I agree. However, 3d6. Okay. Okay, so that's a 16?
16 points of damage?
Yes.
Okay, so as you reach back, you watch as this light that has been emanating from the literally glowing Chet suddenly like draw back into the body, and you see it almost swarm into the arm as you pull it back. And as it glows around your fist, you collide with this ogre, and it seems to burst against it. How much was that? Oh, 16, you said? 16 points of bludgeoning damage. And you can see this ogre almost stagger back, and when it comes back, the dent from your fist still slightly there, like you've broken bone underneath. It's looking pretty rough.
I'm going to spend 1 key point for Fury of Blows.
Flurry of blows, there you go.
Which is 2 more. Okay. For a... Where am I? 15.
15 misses.
Alright, 1 more. For a 24.
24 hits. You kind of slide forward with a kick as it like stumbles a little bit from your first blow, and you miss as it draws back, but the second one hits.
Alright, for an 11.
An 11. Chet, tell us how it happens.
Oh shit!
I wanted to analyze the creature, but that's cool. Alright, well I hit him with the magical punch.
Yeah.
And then I just go in for the other one. It's just like I jump and I'm just like
Yeah. So like Superman punch.
and my fist just goes right into his mouth. It's like
Yeah. You see the whole ogre's jaw twist out before it kind of breaks, and you can see part of it like splinter out and away, and this ogre just into the snow, bleeding out and dead or unconscious. And as that is it.
Dead or
for that,
unconscious, uncertain.
I'm gonna bring you guys out of combat.
and from the punch I land very like Iron Man style.
Little bits of snow fall down from the iron trees, and with these iron trees, the bark almost like metal. There's like a slight reverberation that goes up and through.
I'm gonna walk over and grab my wig. I'm not putting it on, but it's
It's in
mine.
the snow, and so it's
mine.
kind of like dirty now.
It's okay. It's mine.
Oh, whoops, that's all right.
I saved your life.
Can Lisa kind of go over and investigate this corpse and use vampiric touch if it's not dead?
Yeah, you certainly.
Wait,
can.
Nice.
you're a
You walk over
vampire
to the
chef.
corpse.
Yes! Surprise, everybody!
Just like nom, 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 nom.
I
Nice,
leech
like,
off of other people's
kinda
life
hurt.
forces.
Kind of like limps over, and you can see like looks down and just how does it look when you cast this?
So she's like, bashful about it because she's ashamed that she's a vampire, and she's like, please don't look at me. So she's like, kind of trying to hide
There's a lot
behind
of
this
vampires
ogre
in
body, so like no one sees her, but like people can see her. And she like puts her little fingernails into this like almost half dead body, and she's like, whispering her little magic, her vampire magic, closely, and like, please don't listen to me, but I'm doing this.
So you hear Nisa like whisper. All you hear is like little whispers, but at first you hear them come from around the ogre, and then suddenly it feels as if they're coming from within your own mind. And for all of you, it is this uncomfortable, itchy feeling. But as you look, you can see elements of this dark energy being drawn from the ogre, and the green skin seems to almost fade and become pale. It works. He was alive.
Oh.
Nice.
That is
I was about to breathe fire on
that
him,
is
so
two
like,
deaths-
that's fine too.
That's 2 death saving fails. That's 2 death fails.
Oh.
So
I'll just come on over and just like pop on his face.
roll 3d6. Actually, no, you don't have to do that. As
Just
you do that-
2d6, but I'll do it at max and 5, so 11.
Fantastic. So
Almost
as you
max.
pull this energy away, Thorrig steps
It's a
up.
burp,
and you kind
actually.
of, okay,
It's literally a burp.
Sure. You kind of
I've been
stop.
holding it in for an
You
hour.
know, you're just as he kind of draws over, you see in the sunlight the shadow come across, and you kind of stop, and you see Thorrig, who looks over you, just fire like a flamethrower rolls
30
across.
feet into the ground.
Just
Just,
shy away from this intense heat. And then as it comes back, you can see just bubbling, the elements of fat from the skin. Certainly dead. You see charred bone from the zygomatic process of this creature.
Sure.
Yeah, looking rough. But beyond this burned ogre, you see the several casks of the ale, very similar, matched. You can see the little label, but you can also see the various styles printed. You see the actual brewery labels stamped into these things. Stepping forward, first of all, each There is roughly 120 gold pieces scattered across this place. And another... Okay, yeah.
Need this for my travels.
Oh,
I need
hell
it.
no. I mean, I'm going after it. I was going to split it,
gotta
bro.
share.
Okay. Nisa, are you going for it?
Yeah, Nisa's also.
Everybody roll a d20.
We're all just
Oh,
like,
come on. I got the kill.
Oh,
I got a
wow,
5.
low roll.
I got a 16.
16? 16.
Woo! I have a 4.
Okay. The two of you roll again.
us lows over here. What the fuck?
8.
13.
13. Okay. Kenny.
The drunk gets all
You're
the money.
drunk. You see everybody like dive to the ground, beginning to scoop up money. You see that half-torn bag, and you just go over and pick it up. You can add 50 gold pieces to your inventory.
Which will be
Chet,
moved
you
in about
with your
10
huge
minutes.
arms. You can add 30 gold pieces to your inventory.
Yeah. I got a nice 5.
A nice 5, enough for you to get 10 pieces of gold.
Yeah,
These guys
I
just
doubled
scoop
my
up a whole
inventory
bunch.
there.
Nisa, a single piece of gold. You kind of
Nisa, like, pouts.
You kind of brush it off.
Guys,
Like, you know, I
traveled this far with you guys.
Listen, it's fine. It's fine. We'll on the way back, we'll
No, I'm
that
just
pouch
gonna
is
walk
torn.
over.
You see that?
And
They
there's
picked up that torn pouch. It's like,
there's
easy
a
to-
I'm gonna give you 5 gold and just say 1 for all and all for one. Cause I'm a team player.
Oh my god! And watches My Hero Academia, maybe?
I haven't. I'm Chad. I don't do that.
The fuck is anime?
Nerds.
Nisa doesn't say it out loud. Just kidding. Thank you for your gold pieces.
I'm just
Yeah.
counting it, being like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You see the various kind of beers that are all there. You see one that has this sort of the label of a very well-endowed woman swinging a battle axe to cut down a single grain of
Pick that
wheat
up.
in half.
Oh yeah, I just picked that up.
That is
Battle axe
the
and well-endowed woman.
Bodacious
That's
Blonde Ale. That would be the BBA. You'd see the Chocolate Dragon Stout. The label is a child holding a chocolate dragon, which is CDS. RM is Red Moon Meadow Beer, which is modeled after
Red
the
Moon,
Meadow
not
Beer
Yellow
that comes
Moon.
way out. Yeah. Well, it's called Red Moon for a very specific reason,
Sure,
and that
but
reaches
also,
into
like,
the lore of Alberon, and you guys have touched upon parts of it. Actually, specifically, there's a prophecy that has to do with it.
Oh no, I thought it was a one-shot. You guys did.
And that was a green gem-like sky. But you see the Sunrest Sour Soul, the label of a growling orc peeking between the branches of the soul tree of Far Shore. You see the Bluefield Special Reserve, the BSX, which is the one that you had that tasted of flowers and honey.
Made me zappy.
There's 3 blue flowers that are resting around the rim of an ale glass. And then Hightaker Stout Reserve, which has a picture of Lord Hightaker, the head of the Merchant Council of Port Quinn, kind of in like profile in the manner of a jack on a playing card over the Proust logo. But those are the beers. And as you are the ones who eventually return these 2 Proust Pale Ales, which one is the flagship line that will be launched by Proust?
Ah, shit.
I mean, I'm gonna fight for the
The best
Cosmo
stout.
one.
The best stout one.
It's going to be the Hightaker Stout Reserve.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just
Okay.
like, there's no fucking way. I'll fight you to death for that. It's the only good beer that was here.
I mean, absolutely
They're
not.
not
Did
wrong.
you see that I was glowing after the?
They
which
put
one
shit
was
in
it?
that one. They put shit in that one. It's
So, yeah, and remember,
probably didn't taste
all
like
of these
that.
are modified. That one, the glowing one, it's fire damage, vintage,
Bodacious
charisma
blonde,
checks.
right?
No, that was the Hightaker Stout Reserve. That's the one that you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
No, I'm
Bodacious
not gonna-
blonde was the charisma.
Oh, so we're in agreement. So we
No.
agree.
Yeah,
we
you
do.
guys do agree.
Yeah, we agree.
Oh.
The best
Yeah,
stout is the
that
one
one's
that
light
gives you
and chuggable. Oh, it's a stout.
No,
Is
no,
that
no.
the
one
light
that I
and
drank
chuggable
wasn't?
one was the charisma one, and then you drank 2 at once. The other one was a stout, and that's the one that gave you those.
The extra
No, I
damage.
want the
Super damage.
charisma one.
No.
Okay.
I'll fight you for it.
Arm wrestle.
Fight.
Yep.
All right.
Competing athletics check.
I don't know, man.
Is there any features that you guys want?
I'm gonna go into a rage. I'm gonna get advantage of this. Are you kidding me?
Fantastic.
All right,
Are you
then
fucking kidding
I'm
me?
gonna drink the stout that he wants to do. That gave me the magical. No, just kidding. I don't
That
want
would
to
be
do an
amazing.
attack.
I love that.
All right,
It wouldn't
fine.
be terribly
I'll
difficult.
lose to you. That's fine. not trying to.
Okay, well, I already got
Kenny,
18 plus
As
4.
they're doing this, you finally are like, wait, I have a beer too. And you take the cork out. It's a sour ale. And as you take a
Yours is
sip,
at advantage?
you feel your arms are like
That's right, I rolled a
stronger.
3.
And you kind of look
It's
at
all
them
right,
and
I rolled a
snicker
total of
because
26.
your strength has
I'm
2
hurt,
added to the
so
score for the
it's
next
fair.
10 minutes. You realize they probably should have had that for this competition.
26 versus...
That's all right. It's all right, man. I'm tired. You know, I just killed that thing. It's all right. You can take this one. That's cool.
As you take Chet's hand and begin to turn it down, Chet's like, you know what? It's cool.
It's cool. I'm tired anyway. It ain't worth it.
So sour.
So,
You hate me.
going forward, as you guys,
Thorrig is just like so disappointed.
the next time,
Literally, there was a slight gambly kind of thing going on, and you just backed out. He will never forgive you for that for the rest of his life unless you ever do anything to make it
that's
up.
a core part of Thorig's character. Actually.
Yeah, it's literally, he's just like, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. We're taking this, we're leaving. I'm going back to Kol Taram. My job's done here.
Peace out, old man.
And so,
I'm, like,
the
young.
next time that the Finger Gang makes its way to Port Quinn,
Uh-huh.
there is a different beer being produced by Prouse Brewery.
Sick.
But because it is past 12, it is close to 12:30, that is where we're going to end for the evening. You slew the ogre, you recovered the beer. You have all successfully completed a one-shot with nobody dying, which is, with none of you dying.
Rare.
Yeah.
Which is pretty rare. So, thank you guys for hanging out with us for this one-shot Nail's Tale. Thank you, Olive, for joining us as our guest player this week.
So fun.
Yeah, fantastic. We will be back next week playing our regular campaign, Adventures in Alberon, session 87. We'll be entering Dungannon, seeing a little bit more that's going around. There was some awesome gambling stuff in there for Thorrig, and you guys didn't
We went
take
the wrong way.
pathway.
That's all right. I'm
That's
addicted to
okay.
gambling. What can I say?
So-
Life's a gamble.
Thank you very much for hanging out, and we'll see you next week. Take it easy.
Yay.
And we're out.
Sweet.
I
Nice
think,
job,
wait,
everybody.
do you have to transition us out now? Or
No, no, that's because you see the left is what we're, the right's what we're showing.
The right is with live.
Oh, hi everyone, we're still
Yeah,
here.
we're definitely still on.
We're
So
still
you
on.
have to transition
I'm
us
not
out.
gonna do it.
Because when it goes into this view, you can't do it. So we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.